Welcome to BRL Realistic. It is the finale here at Brazil, round 12. I am here with my co-coms. Biwo, how's it going there, sir?
Well, it's all come down to this final race weekend. We have a full qualifying, then we'll have the sprint race, a 25% race, and then we'll have 72 laps of the Brazilian Grand Prix, 100% race to decide not one championship, but two. Drivers' Championship at the moment is Boss Cookie leads his teammate Taylor playing by 7 points at Red Bull. Shazam is in P3, 17 points behind in the championship. Shazam, he's P3, 17 points back. Chandler has a small chance of winning this championship. He's 32 back, but to make this very simple, he has to win the race, the sprint race, and the main race. And basically, Boss Cookie, Taylor, Shazam, they're going to have basically not finished in the points, basically, for Chandler to have a shot. That's the drivers. Constructors, Mercedes leads Red Bull by 16 points for the championship. Ferrari P3 leads McLaren by 10 points, but that's going to be a battle for P3. P5, Alpine has 68 points. And Aston Martin P6 is 15 behind. AlphaTauri's in P7, only 16 behind Alpine. And then Williams leads P9. They have an 8-point lead over Haas, P10, who hasn't scored yet. So hopefully, hey, Katra, and who else did we have at Haas? Bailey can change that. How are you doing? This is going to be one, long day.
Oh, it's gonna be a long one. I'm perfectly fine with that. I've gotten some sleep for once in my goddamn life, so there is that. So hopefully we can get through this all nicey nice. Already got two Ferraris up there putting times on the mediums, looking already at the 108s, but Deer Hunter on the softs with a 107.9 provisional pulls so far. But it is a full quali. Then we do go to our 25% sprint race, which will then set our grid for a 100% race. So we got lots of racing action ahead, so stay tuned.
Yep, this full qualifying session will, just like any other normal weekend, whatever you do in QT will translate for the 25% race. However, for the main race, the 100% race, as Miniko's retired, and that is on track, so has Deer Hunter. Interesting.
Well, I think Deer Hunter thinks his time is safe. Miniko crashing out.
Oh, Miniko's crashed out. That's right. He's not in the Haas. He was in the Haas. That's not bad.
Miniko's had a few seats this season. Aston, McLaren, Haas. So, fortunately, that's going to be him out of quali.
Well, he won at Coda last week in the changing conditions in the McLaren. I guess Deer Hunter's pretty confident about his time, and that's why he retired.
For Q1, probably pretty safe. Taylor goes a little bit faster with a 106.8. Alphanesis now getting for an outlap. Got the two McLarens following in. Gonna set Veyron to P4. So that's not so bad for him. 108.
Hey, Katra crosses the line for Haas. Gets P8. 109. Basically a 109.4.
Is that safe for a Haas?
I don't know.
Is that going to be our line for P15 in a few moments?
Brazil is not really an engine-dependent track. It's more of a kind of a car-dependent track at the end of the day. So we could be in for a little bit of a surprise. We could see Haas get to Q2. It's not comparable to, let's say, Monaco, but Axe did get a Haas into Q3 once, so I'm saying it's possible, and I know how good Bailey is as a driver, so if it can't be done, it might be tonight.
Axe is a pretty speedy driver.
Yep.
Bailey's nothing to scoff at either, though, so that is something. Alphanesis goes right up there with their teammate, sharing only a few thousands between the two of them. Two Mercedes up there on the mediums so far, so good laps in.
Yeah, actually,
so they're up there with good time.
Yeah, kind of clarify this. So for Chandler to be actually in the championship battle, he has to win the sprint race, and Boss Cookie cannot finish in the top 8. If that happens, then Chandler has a chance. He barely has a chance. He will have to win, and everyone else pretty much not. Boss Cookie can't finish in the points. But if he doesn't, then he will be eliminated after the sprint race.
Yeah, the 2 Alfa Romeos getting out for a run, but it is interesting. Ferrari that close to the championship, at least for drivers and such, is a good shout out. I know Chandler's had to miss a few runs due to personal reasons, but not bad.
It's
not bad.
Not bad at all. I mean, we see it every Saturday night in Tier 1, the caliber of a driver Chandler is, and I mean, he's done some pretty pacey work with this Ferrari. It's not won this year, actually. Yeah, he's not won in it, but he's gotten pretty much a podium in every race but the season opener at Bahrain. So he's got the pace. I think the car's
just lacking. He can't really get around, but he can follow on DRS if he can get that close, from what it seems. But if he loses DRS, it's lethal, and I don't think he can quite pass. I don't know if the Ferraris will be able to pass well here, so maybe qualifying is going to be their best shout-out. So
let's see, is he on a lap, or he's already invalidated, Chandler has, but P3 on the mediums, that's pretty good. So we know Manico.
On up into P10. Doneless goes a little faster into P9, so again, that bottom run, looking around that 109, 103 area. So we'll have to see how that levels out.
Yep, so far we haven't seen Boss Cookie supply and Sprightly set a time, even though Boss Cookie, I believe, is on a lap. Yes, he is. It's going to be interesting to see, the Red Bulls, not only do they have a Drivers' Championship to battle, they do have a Constructors' Championship to battle, so, we'll see how hard they race each other.
Well, yeah, it will be interesting because Taylor's right up there. So if Taylor snags a bunch of points, it could be it for Chandler as well. So it all depends on who scores points where. And yeah, like the main race is still going to be a big harvest of points. But if someone can rack in both, that'll seal the deal tonight. So.
Well, we know the Red Bull and the Mercedes, they're close to each other on pace. So, theoretically, if Taylor wins the race, gets fastest lap, that's 26 points. Even if it's a Red Bull 1-2. If Taylor Clan gets fastest lap, he would win the championship by 1 point. As Boss Cookie has left the session after that.
He's left the session after a bit of a weird timing thing, but we'll get him back in here. And, yeah, but he set a 108.1, so he should be safe regardless as long as he gets back in.
Yeah, he should. Let's see.
That's Bayron off. Maybe just getting out of the way. Maybe he had a moment, but, in P8 for now, should be relatively safe for the McLaren. The other McLaren, though, is going to be having an issue. And they're both having some issues here on these curves. Veyron off again. Sprightly having issues into turn 1. And Sprightly is out. So, there we have it.
Won't let me invite Boss Cookie to the game, so I can't.
He's back in.
Oh, he is.
So.
Good. I missed that small message. So, Sprightly. Oh, he crashed at the same spot Manico did.
Yeah. Herbs gave him a bit of a toss. I went jumping back between both McLarens that were losing it on the curbs, and Sprightly went out before I could get back to him. So.
Yeah, I wonder if I find another one that's going through that area. Is hey, catcher's gone off.
Seems like Chandler and Zach are doing the long runs on the mediums again.
Oh, that, and I mean, with this being a full quali, if I'm not mistaken, You know, this will save them a set of softs for Q2, Q3. I don't expect Chandler to go out. Zach might have to prove his time, because right now the cut line, I believe, would be Bailey at a 109.6 with Miniko. Well, I don't know.
Chandler having all sorts of issues with the car. He almost lost it a hot second ago, and now he's still fighting tire temps. So medium's not faring out too well for him right now as he tries to light them up.
Yeah, we've seen Chandler in the past kind of do this in Q1, just honestly simulate race practice, honestly. And he's free to do that.
Bayron gets it right, though. He does a 108.5, pushes him up to P6, so... Yeah, these guys typically have done that race sim. We've seen this before, though. It's quite interesting. I haven't quite done it. I don't know what you think about it. It probably works for the driver's sense. It makes sense. A few extra laps in.
Yeah, why not?
Himself in the groove.
I don't know what part of the world Chandler lives in, but maybe he didn't really have the time to run some laps before the race today or tonight.
I usually hear him complain earlier in the week how shitty the Ferrari is, so I feel like he's gotten some laps in, but maybe not.
Oh,
so...
Why, I believe. Is that in the pit lane he retires? Interesting. So both AlphaTauris have retired.
Well, Supply Raptor should be safe, but Katra and Bailey need to improve to get out.
Well, they're both on their out laps. I'm sorry, P12 I would have not validated. Or I would have not have...
Retired.
Yeah, retired. Because, I mean, for 109.8, he's only 0.8 ahead of Bailey. He's only, give or take, 0.5 ahead of Katra, so as Bailey's validated.
Bailey validates there. I think there's a lot of extra fuel on board that you can do an extra lap here in Brazil, so it's not that big a deal. Just tune it back down, get ready for another lap. Katra's going to try and push herself back into a safety margin that would get rid of that Aston Martin that crashed out of Miniko earlier, so...
Well, she's improved by a tenth and a half.
Validation there.
Oh, dang.
Oh, lots of drivers coming out of the pits now. We have a slew of them. Teammates and all. Stig, Boss Cookie goes by. Ron. Oh boy.
Yeah, Mumu's on a lap, but he's invalidated as Fetta's retired in the Alpine. So has Sanchez, so Alpine figures that they're good.
Toneless gets out of the way of possible people on their laps, other drivers getting in the way. Ron on a out lap, but people yielding to him regardless out of good nature, so there is that. Boss Cookie gonna slot himself in behind. Maybe everybody else looking for a tow. Teammates looking to stack up together. Ron does not want to tow anybody. He's ran himself ahead. He's gonna start his lap and get that done. What is Boss Cookie up to?
Mumu's got held up on his lap, so he'll have to go again. I don't know if he has the battery.
Interesting.
The Haas cars, they have really clean air, so they're not going to get affected by traffic.
Is that Mumu coming down to finish a lap? He's invalidated. He's going again in the Williams, so he's going to try and get himself out into Q2, so... Lots of the back runners trying to do the work.
Hey,
see them get out.
Remember when I said supplies time might not be safe?
Yeah.
Let's see if this still holds up for Bailey. It does. P9.
Bailey goes faster. Yeah.
So that's why I said, hey, don't want to invalidate.
Catra's bowed out and is into the pits. That is no more time for her to get a lap down and done, so that's it for that.
Stig's also going to be done. He's on an
Ron's
out lap.
invalidated. Boss Cookie's on a burner.
I think it's going to come down to Mumu.
Got time.
And 2 seconds faster. It might be close. This might be close. He needs to nail this third sector. Oh, he does.
Moo goes up into 10th, so that's enough to get him up and out. Zach a little bit in threat, but he's into the pits. He should be relatively safe.
Yep, that would do it.
I don't think any of the other back runners can get a time in. Stig, I guess, gets a time out. I don't know if it's a timing glitch, but
it's gotta
might
be
get their lap out.
It has to be a timing glitch because he should have received the checkered flag there.
Yeah.
And barring you having a massive moment, the first sector shouldn't take you a minute. Now it says outlap, so yeah, he has some sort of an issue. And we kind of saw this last week with Coda.
Yeah, typical Cody's. Typical Cody's moment. But Chandler and Zach getting 10 and 8 laps. Already.
Well,
like they have a lot of laps to go this afternoon, and they've already done 10 in quali that they didn't necessarily need to do.
They did the equivalent of half of the sprint race, so. And who knows? Here's this. They have some data now of, hey, how long does the medium compound last? Because, Q2 is going to be the session where if you want to make it into Q3, that's great, but your Q2 tires that you use to transfer go for the start. So, could be information on that.
Could be information for the 25%. That is a good point. See how they stack. Because in the 100, they'll be able to go a distance on the softs that we're not quite used to. I imagine they're still going to try and do some sort of a sneaky one-stop soft medium. Maybe they'll have to do a soft hard or a medium hard. A lot of time and validations though, so could spell out lots of penalties even in the sprint.
Well, let's see. Probably the big surprise after Q1, we had the Aston Martin and the Monico and the McLaren Sprightly not make into Q2. That's pretty big because, McLaren and that, chase to get P3, they're only 10 points out of Ferrari. Well, with Sprightly starting P20, that's going to hurt them possibly, well, for sure at the beginning. And then look at Aston Martin with Monico. They came 15 points out of Alpine for P5, so they're going to have a little bit of a hole to dig.
That is true. Bailey already up into a good spot. Same with Moo. Maybe if they can hold that into the race, it could spell out well for their 100%. But that's going to be a difficult position to hold on to. But we still have 2 more quali sessions to go. Just waiting on these guys to ready up, I guess. But Stig is joined. Hopefully it's not a broken lobby. But yeah, the Red Bull's up top. Shazam putting in a good time. Alpha Nesis we know can go a lot faster. These guys are just doing some medium runs to get themselves safe for later, but what can we see happening?
Well, one thing I did notice is P5, P6, P7, P8 mediums. I think that's intentionally so that way, you save a soft set or Q2 at the minimum.
But Supply Raptor made it in. That time was safe. By about 2 thousandths, but it's not even, but
I think we do have some sort of an issue with the lobby, so we might have a slight change.
top 15 do a short quali, and then we take that and build a new lobby and do the 25. I don't know what to say.
think we're waiting for Deer Hunter.
Waiting on Deer Hunter. He's probably gone off to become a beer hunter in between his pit there while he retired early. Let's be real. Let's see.
No, so just bear with us. We'll get this as that's about it. Let's see. You don't really have anything else to catch up for realistic. We do have tiers 4 and 3 tomorrow night. Well, we got time here. We don't got a countdown. Good. So we could just do this. If my iPad will work with me, it's not working. So tier 4 will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. And that one has Underdog leading the championship by 20 points over James B. It's those two that can only fight for the championship in tier 4. And then in the Constructors Championship, Aston Martin has already locked up the Constructors for Tier 4. Tier 3 will be 9 p.m. tomorrow night. And load, please. Thank you. And Silencer clinched the championship. He's already done that. He did that a couple races ago at Japan. And the Constructors is also wrapped up. Mercedes won that as well, with almost, well, more than doubling their closest competitor in Alpine. And then Tier 2, which what we do, that will be Saturday night, 7 p.m. And we have Veyron, who has a 9-point lead over Heatwave. Those two are the only ones that can fight it out. The Constructors Championship, though, kind of like realistic, but this is with equal tiers, I might add. Mercedes leads AlphaTauri by 9 points. Who's in P2. P3, Red Bull is only 16 points behind Mercedes. So we have 3 teams within a good shot of possibly winning the Constructors Championship. And then Tier 1, which will be tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Saturday at 9 p.m. Chandler won the championship after Monza. So that's all been done and dusted. And the Constructors, Mercedes leads Haas by 41 points. So barring basically a Mercedes double DNF or double non-points finish, Mercedes should win that. As now we're going to Q2.
Took us a little while, but we got there. Quick little intermission, I guess. We have a long night. I was hoping to make this a little quicker for everybody, but here we go. Top 15 into Q2. Who's going to be knocked out? So there's got pace. Like, it's going to be hard for Bailey with the pace of the car. It's going to be hard for...
I think, you know, you look at the Aston Martin, the Skither, Mumu, and the Williams, Bailey and the Haas. I think the only way they have a shot at getting into Q3 is they have to go on softs. We'll see if anyone will try to make mediums work and maybe see if that backfires or not on them.
Jeffy's been quick today so far, so I don't see him getting knocked out in the Alpine. I don't see Beta being knocked out unless he has some invalidating moments.
Well, that's true, but did anyone see Lewis not getting out of Q1 at Jeddah. I'm just saying.
That's also true.
Weirder
We had
things
lots
have
of medium
happened.
runners. We had so many medium runners in Q1 though, so it's gonna be hard to see who's got the pace on the softs and who can really dish it out.
Yeah, and everyone's got softs keyed up. We have 3 guys out there. Now 4 people all on softs, so that would be Chandler as he moves to being the first of the queue. Here comes Bailey and Veyron. So it looks like everyone's gonna do
Alpha
something.
Nice is getting in for an outlap as well, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if this. Oh, nice little. I thought Chandler was about to loop it off the curves there.
He almost did,
That's-
but he did save the car. He's gonna have to bow out of that run for now. So Jeffy's might be able to set that provisional time for us still. That was a pretty good save in the Ferrari. That was a scary moment of that could have been out and starting from near the back. So
And he didn't invalidate, so I think he's backed out of it. He has indeed.
gets
So,
out of the way of the Merc of Alpha Nice is in behind Jeffy here. So 2 of them should be setting some laps for us, get us a time on the board.
well, let's see. Sanchez fastest in sector 2, but he's going to be the first one to set really a time as Boss Cookie, I believe, is just starting his. Yep. 108.3.
So 108.3, Alpha Nisus has a 107.1. Goes from the mediums to the softs, so the Mercs are showing off their pace a little bit right now. Chandler, we know, is putting in that slow lap. He's going to be going again. He's got this traffic ahead. Will they get out of his way? Jeffy's right there. It's a bit of a tow, but Jeffy gets right out of the way. I think just in time.
Yeah, you saw how big that moment cost Chandler, 4.5 seconds, so
Alpha Nisus yielding to the Ferrari as well. Thank you, sir. Everyone being nice on their outlap in laps.
yep, the top 10 will transfer over to Q3. I don't know why I keep saying 1. See what Chandler
Boss
does.
Cookie has a time. That's a 106.9. What has the Ferrari got in return?
It's gonna be probably in the 107s. Did he just clip the wall there? He did. I think he did.
No, it was pretty close, but I think he can get a little bit more. Maybe the Ferrari just doesn't quite have it here, but 107.4, not a bad time.
It looked like he almost clipped the pit lane wall a little bit.
It's a pretty speedy time in the Haas, a 108.9, but I'm still unsure if that's going to be safe enough for Bailey. It's only going to be P7. But that is an impressive time in the Haas. So.
It is, yeah. Well, that matches kind of what he did in Q1. Wow. We'll see if there's any more pace out of there. As we've had 7 set at a time. He is the slowest, but, you know, we'll see.
Sither's trying to do the medium run, though.
I think with all these people doing softs, I don't think mediums will work unless he really just nails a lap.
I mean, he's still got about 9 minutes. He could work it out, but I just don't see the mediums working out with everybody else on softs putting down these fast laps unless he's really got that pace.
Yeah,
And that could be a little scary to see him with that pace, but Taylor goes faster than his teammate by a tenth, so.
you know, when you're in the likes of, you know, the Red Bulls and the Mercedes, you know, you have the pace to, if you want to do mediums, you know, and if your tires and your drivers do nail that lap, probably get into Q3 no problem. When you get kind of to the likes of the Alpines, the Aston Martins, the, you know, that kind of area, it's a gamble if mediums will work or not.
So Zach going out on an out lap. Well, the track is pretty green. Trying to get a good run. Sither into the pits. Supply Raptor in the pits. Moo Moo's on a run as well. Kind of multiple laps on this run, but set of tires, but trying to get down. Oh, has to cut the track. Has a big moment.
I have to go watch something. Anyways, oh, Moo's off. Cut.
I don't know why he's cutting the track though. Unless he's really out of fuel. Oh, he is out of fuel, I think.
Yeah,
that's why he's cutting the track. You try to do an ultra low fuel run. Oh no, that's gonna throw you back, bud. Yeah.
You came all this way for nothing.
He's trying to get to the pit box before these guys come around, but he's got no fuel.
You might as well just start, be the Flintstones there and just, just push your car there. At least it's, well, don't get out of your car and push it, Especially here in Dallas, Texas, you'll be like Nigel Mansell in 1976 and just die. It's that hot. I'm not joking. Taylor's retired, so he feels confident about his time, and I think he should.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe time up there. Shazam on a hot lap now. Zach trying to follow in behind. Both the Alpha Tauris out on an out lap. Still have Sither back out on the softs to get a run down. Chandler doing a second run on the softs.
Yeah, Ferrari did have that kind of extra set to play with because they did not use a set of softs in Q1. We'll see if, being held up by the Alpine means anything. It actually was 6/10 down. So actually, if anything, that Alpine might have helped him get a tow, but I don't think it would have benefited him by 7/10.
Deere trying to get out for his lap before the Mercedes comes along. He's trying to run as fast as he can. He's not going to tow his teammate. He might give a slight tow to Shazam though, but Deere to the line to start his run. Shazam up into P4. Chandler up into P5 with his time, so he'll have to.
I wonder.
No, it was Zach that moved up.
I wonder if Chandler is on the same set of softs that he was on earlier.
I would guess so, but well, it says his best is on 3, and he's currently on 3, so I'd have to surmise.
I mean,
that is the same tire.
It is, and he's not using DRS. I mean, maybe he's getting some short run practice for softs, but I mean, if that is the case, he is banking on, him going out again. That time will be better, even though it is a short sprint race, so we don't know how much wear would be a factor.
Sither moves up to P6, puts himself relatively safe in the Alpha or the Aston. Deer Hunter up into P8. That's somewhat of a safer time.
Yeah, right now,
Supply Raptor up into P9, so now Zach is on the bubble, but a 107.7 is the competitive time from what it looks like.
Yeah, ahead of both Alpines, the Haas of Bailey, the Alfa Romeo of Toneless Dust, and Moo and the Williams. Toneless and Moo have not set a time yet.
Yeah, the thing is, I think the Alpines could maybe bump out the Ferrari of Zach if they can get the lap down. But I'm not so sure. Will they be able to? There's 4 minutes left on the clock, 4 minutes 30, so we'll have to see. Here's eating a pizza while driving. Well, he's pretty quick if that's what he's doing while he's driving. Here into the pits. Boss Cookie for another run. Trying to get himself ready for Q3 from the looks of it. Chandler's still out there on those tires.
Yeah, one would assume he's going to pit this lap, and he does. No, he does not. He's kind of putting himself in a box. It means it could be another minute, 10, 2. I don't think he's going to have another chance to go out again, so I really...
Probably not. I don't know what the strategy call is. Alphanesis for tires, so didn't need to go back out. That's a safe time up there in the 107.1. Jeffy trying to get a lap down to improve. Set Sither out for another run trying to improve. It is. Go a little bit faster. It is faster, but not fast enough to clear Chandler. That is going to be a very safe time from the Aston Martin. Almost is invalidated. Jeffy on a run.
Yeah, approaching 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Chandler, yeah, no, he's not going to pit, so... Interesting enough. Yep, see... Bailey's out on his out lap.
And Jeffy's going to push Zach into the threat zone. He moves up into the 107.7s. Zach has the slowest of the 107.7s with a 107.776. So there's that.
Yeah, Zach is, he's brewed by a 10th. So right now that would slot him
safe if he can get it.
If he can
P7.
keep it, yeah, P7. He's got to keep it together. We'll get one more crack at it if needed.
He gets it to the line and he beats his teammate this time around.
So that will.
So he's gotten it this time for Q2.
Jeff on the bubble. Let's see, Feta is on a lap. His teammate. What does he have? He's coming through sector 2. Let's see what Feta does if he's improved. No, he's backed out of it. I think a couple of people have decided to back off of their runs. Same as
Bailey's
Moo.
backed out, can make a second run. Same with Moo. Getting out of the way, yeah.
Supply has basically equaled his sector 1 time. So very, very tight up here as got some cars yielding, moving out of the way. What does Supply have for sector 2? Shazam's retired from the session. Oh, and Supply is invalidated, so I don't think he's gonna have enough time to have another go.
He might be able to get to the line. There's 8 seconds left. 7.
I don't think he will.
3, 2, 1.
Nope.
And he misses the line by that bit. Maybe by timing glitch, he does get it, and we don't.
Sanchez is
and that's the way
2.
that works.
He's down to 10th, so he is not improved. Oh, and he spins, so he will not improve. He will stay P10. It shows Supply actually did cross the line.
Yeah, it says Supply got the line, so we'll have to see how he improves. Maybe he can make it out. Maybe it's just a Cody's timing thing, but Chandler, that was out of the way. No, Jeffy and Supply Raptor bows out of it. He had an invalidation there, and that'll be it. Moo last to maybe get through. What does he have in the Williams? It's only going to be a 108.5, but that's still a fast time in the Williams, so unfortunately not enough because of the car.
It's So I believe Supply did have a timing glitch, and someone told him in the party that's why he stopped. He comes into the pits. So that will have both Red Bulls of Taylor and Boss Cookie, both Mercedes of Alpine Shazam, Zach and Chandler in the Ferrari. They all move on. Going to be interesting to see Chandler on his 9-lap stops of what that does. And then, of course, the screen refreshes.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah.
But supposedly, Supply Raptor was told that he got the timing glitch and bowed out and retired, so he didn't want to take advantage of a broken game. So if that is the case, thank you, sir. Hat off to you for doing so. So, some commendable gentleman-like drivers. I hope it stays that way for the 100% race, but we'll see how it goes.
So I know why Chandler did 9 laps on softs. It's going to be a wet start.
Oh, wet start to the 25.
That's why we saw no one do mediums. I didn't do weather. I didn't ask for the weather, so
Always a surprise for us. Always a surprise.
well, yeah. So expect no DRS. We don't know how long the rain's gonna last, and according to my source, I don't give out my sources. Nico. It's gonna be enter.
The question is, we know some drivers on the grid that don't have the best start, and the wet might not help them out.
Wow, we've seen a couple races where on the formation lap, because the tires are cold, we've had people have issues, and then yeah, but in the race it's fine.
That is true. That is true. Big old 20-car grid. So, lots to see, lots to get going here.
Well, this will set up Q3, and to set up the running order for the sprint race, a race that offers points to the top 8 finishers.
So we have one Aston, one Alpine, one AlphaTauri, one McLaren. We got both the Ferraris, both the Red Bulls, and both the Mercs.
Yeah, and we kind of have we have 2 Aston Martins that didn't make it out of Q1, but we have 2 Aston Martins that made it into Q3. So both Alpines didn't make it, and one AlphaTauri did, a Deer Hunter. So
We got a bit of a pack, so I don't know how this is gonna go. If there's gonna be some tows going on, or if people are gonna back up and let them go. But Taylor got ahead of that and is gonna start a run.
yeah, this isn't a place I don't think a tow really matters at the end of the day.
Probably not, but it might help for some of the slower cars to put in a more competitive time compared to the Red Bulls, the Mercs.
Looks like
Taylor will set down our provisional time if they don't have a invalidation, but setting those provisional purples for us as well. Pretty tidy lap in the Red Bull.
one of the Alpines is, who is that? Is that Sanchez around?
That's Sanchez
Yeah.
having an issue out of turn 3.
Chandler
Oh,
up.
Taylor having a bit of a squabble there, but saves the car, keeps on going, has another bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, Chandler had a little bit of an issue as well.
Imagine a lot of these guys are trying to make that TT lap. They want that perfect one done. Taylor's into the pits. It's gonna be his first run done. Veyron's gonna set that provisional time for us. That's gonna just be a 108.1. I know Veyron's got a little bit more than that. Deer Hunter does a 101 or a 108.0.
See, he's gonna be the next.
So they're a little bit faster.
Boss Cookie would be the next one to set a time.
Yeah, but Sither's got provisional pole right now with a 107.7. Not bad in the Aston Martin. Much better than I could do, that's for sure. Sither's got some pace out there. Not quite the car, but doing pretty strong with a mid-pack vehicle. Boss Cookie up to a 106.5. Both the Mercs doing some sort of work here. They're right 1-2, 1-2, so maybe the team play is here. The Mercs not wanting to lose today. They want a front row. They want the points. They want the constructors.
Evan has to look at something and we've had 6 set a time.
Alphanesis already has that 106.9. Shazam trying to get it done now. Boss Cookie into the pits. Taylor on an outlap. Zach also on a run. I think he might be the next driver to be finishing one. After Shazam here. That's going to be a 108 flat. Zach has an invalidation, so won't be it for him. Deer Hunter on a run. He's got Chandler right ahead of him. Chandler's not improving a whole lot, probably coming into the pits to get another set of tires. Deer is improving quite a bit though. What does Deer have on board for us? That is a 107.695. I'm gonna set him P4 for now, but I don't know how much more pace the Alpha Tower he has to get himself up there. Jeffy Sanchez moves up to that 107.7, so right into that competitive time that we saw into Q2.
Yeah, we haven't seen Zach set a time yet.
He's adding a validation here and there, so
Yeah, this track is
Same in the
it's a
pits.
little sneaky when it comes to that.
there's lots of spots you can invalidate, and it's hard to like really put it down.
You know, Zach's
You
gonna.
can, but if you don't, you know your time is just so lackluster.
I will say, and dear Stefano, dear said person, Ross Braun, title decider in Brazil, not Abu Dhabi. Please.
Yes.
Okay. Outside of last year, which that was because of, well, the obvious. We've not had a really good title decider at Abu Dhabi. We've had a really good title decider go into Abu Dhabi, but we've not had a really good race. Miles have been in 2010 was tense, but I'm sorry, Brazil with the element of Mother Nature.
I think it's just because they're going into December, and maybe it's just the timing of when Brazil has its more dry and wet areas and times, and
But they raced in Japan.
it's the southern hemisphere and all that jazz. So
They
I don't
finished
know.
the championship in Japan for a lot of years, so it's like
That
kind of-
is also true, and that's right in late time of the year.
You know, that's kind of in the middle of them having, you know, typhoon season. So
Yeah, that one was not well thought out. Taylor goes up to P2 with a 106.6.
I mean, 07 is a great championship fight. 08, we all know, remember that one. 2012.
I just don't think Abu yields to a lot of great. I think like their changes made it better, but those changes should have been made maybe years ago for better racing.
I would agree, yeah.
Then we might have a different opinion of the track, but all we know is like the old years of it just being bland Abu.
Well, I mean, kind of thing, you know, since its exception coming in 2009. You know, last year was last year, but I mean, it's hard to overtake it's, I don't know. It's just, I don't think it's conclusive for a track that should decide the world championship, in my opinion.
No, but they do like it because it's a nice island and everyone can bring their yachts. It's very Monaco-esque, and I feel like that's why they bring it, because there's a lot of money involved and it's easy to have your big celebrations there.
That's true.
But
Shazam coming out of the pits, P9 for the Mercedes driver. He still has a mathematical shot of the championship. Surely P9 for the sprint race is not where he wants to be.
well, Zach's got to put himself into a time. Right now, he's only got 2 minutes on the clock, and he's got to make it work.
Well, right now,
Might be starting an out lap.
they got Red Bull 1-2. You know, right now that would equate to 15 points. And
So that goes up to P5. Sorry.
And you got
Anyone?
no, you're fine. I mean, right now that equates to 15 points. You get the Alpha Nice P3. Let's say Shazam. Well, let's just say he doesn't agree. That would only be 6 points that Mercedes would get in the sprint race. Guess what? You know, Red Bull just gained 9 points and just slashed the gap from 16 to 7 going into the final race.
Zach to the line. What does he have? That is going to be enough for P6. He's going to try maybe another lap, but not a lot of time on the clock. Deer Hunter making a small improvement. That might be enough to move him into P6. Jeffy's going to be next across the line, though. Can they do it? Not this time. They're going to go for a second run. So does Deer have it? Does he have enough to put himself ahead of the Ferrari? It will be enough to put himself ahead of the Ferrari by a good margin, too.
So Shazam is improved by 1.1 seconds after Sector 2. What does he have for Sector 3?
Boss Cookie into the pits. Shazam to the line.
P3.
That's going to be a 1:0.68. So they have P3. So Red Bulls and Mercs up top,
So-
just like one would expect.
So if Boss Cookie's retired in the pit lane, he won't be able to get out and have another go. So we'll see if you know what Alpha Nice does. Who Shazam just gave him a heck of a tow a little bit there. As Taylor will start his final lap.
Yeah, Zach was improving, but not by enough to improve his position, so he retires in pits. Bit of a kerfuffle with Chandler, I think, getting off of track to get out of the way of other drivers. But,
Taylor Clan improves by 0.017 in Sector 1.
Jeffy not enough to get into P8, but very close to the Ferrari.
Alpha Nice, if he finds another 10th here, 10th and a half, he could snatch pole away from Boss Cookie. Oh, he does not.
That's up to P3.
What does Taylor do? He's coming to through Sector 2 to finish Sector 2 now. He's improved by a 10th, so if he can keep this together, he will be on pole.
And Taylor do it to the line. Boss Cookie's already in the pits. Nobody else can really improve.
Oh,
Oh, and it's not enough.
he didn't.
Maybe he backed out of it. Maybe he's okay with it. Maybe he just didn't have it out of the final corner for a run.
Interesting enough, he didn't go all the way to the pit lane or pit wall, as we've seen most do that. I think that's going to be it. Shazam's done. Alpha Nice.
Well, the two of them are still on a run,
Yeah, well,
but I'm
they're
not sure if Shazam is backed out.
Shazam is 8/10 off. What does Deer Hunter have? He improves by a 10th. And
Alpha Nisus runs out of fuel just before the pits, and
yep,
that's
and
going to be his run.
Sanchez is done. He's coming back to the pits, so that will do it. We have a Red Bull front row, followed by a Mercedes row 2. Then we'll have the Ferrari of Chandler And the Aston Martin Skither in row 3. Row 4, we'll have the AlphaTauri of Deer Hunter, and then the McLaren of Veyron. And then the 5th row, we'll have the Ferrari of Zach the Beast, and then the Alpine of Jeff Sanchez, who is starting just outside of the points paying positions for the sprint race.
Oh boy. That is a close qualifier. It is hard to put yourself up there. A lot of 107 6s and 5s and 7s. Like, man, that is tight.
Well, we'll see if, does Mercedes open up a bigger gap in the constructors? Does Red Bull close in a bit? And same thing with the championship. Boss Cookie's on pole. He's ahead of his teammate. How hard does Taylor fight him here? Well, I mean, we know it's 8 points to the winner, but every point might matter right now between these you guys. And Shazam, who's P4.
Let alone barring any stewards reports that come after the race. Those time penalties could matter in the end.
Yep.
So even if they try to go nose to nose as teammates into the finale, it might bite them later. So I don't know what to say.
Yeah. And then our other championship contender, Chandler, starts P5. He has to basically win the sprint race and hope that Boss Cookie does not finish, I believe, no higher than 8th. Don't quote me on that, but basically, long story short, Chandler has to basically win this in order to carry it to the finale race. Shazam.
I mean, if we saw some DNFs here, that could set some people back for the main race. A Red Bull maybe in the wet crashes out early. That could set them right down to 20th for the main race. That could be enough to change up this championship right there. So they're gonna have to tiptoe in the wet.
Oh, yep, and that is for sure intercondition indeed. It is raining, but I don't see any puddles in the pit lane. And go to the race
that's
director.
very inters. It's wet, but
yeah, everyone's got inter selected, so
question will be, when will we go to dry? They said it's a wet start, but Brazil can sometimes not dry out if the sun doesn't come out.
Well, I think I did see where someone said maybe 15 minutes, and if you have to think, okay, this is an 18-lap sprint race. We just saw in qualifying what qual times are, a minute, 7. So it's
maybe just a full inters run. Maybe we'll see some soft runners to the end.
I don't think, barring a safety car.
No, with a safety car, it could slow us up. You never know.
If we get a safety car, then maybe. But, there's one thing, that maybe because this is a sprint race, and if you're in the back, you got nothing to lose, go ahead. But you have to also equate, okay, 2 laps remaining, pitting for softs. The time you're going to lose on the Delta pit lane to pit, is it worth it? Are you going to be able to get that time back and then also gain an advantage by doing that?
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting because we also have a difference in kind of where some of the drivers are. With both the Red Bulls and the Mercs being where they are, we could see a lot of these undercutting strategies and random things coming at them because they'll be so much closer to see that fight. So
yeah, and then
with everybody else, they don't have to worry about the double stack so much. But in the wet, with these guys, it might be more of a pain.
Yeah, or we'll see if anyone could, in theory, make the inter tire last the whole way, and they don't have to pit.
It seems like Chandler could. He was already nursing the tires all through Quali going the distance, so maybe he's kind of getting used to doing a longer stint, and that's what the practice was for. So just waiting for our drivers to get ready here, and then we'll be away to go.
Uh, so yeah, waiting for the countdown, looking at a buddy's thing on Twitter saying, this is why you rotate and balance your tires. He has the whole basically left side fender all messed up. I don't think that's because of anything of balancing or rotating your tires. It's probably because you have no tire on it, because I don't see even a tread.
Smart.
It's very smart.
Genius.
Yes.
Looks like the zero stop strategy is the play from what I can assume from these drivers. The no stop, don't stop, keep going all the way to the end.
I will say, with it raining, it's not raining heavy, so if it does stop raining, I don't think it's going to take long for this track to dry up. Because we don't have a lot of
Yeah, we'll
standing
definitely
water.
need some sun to help dry it out. Otherwise, it might be a little slow. It might catch some drivers out. We've already lost the Feta. He's spun it on the straight before turn 4. Trying to heat up and get some temp into the tires, so...
Well, this is, I think, one of the tracks where we've seen it happen. P2 at the start, I know that's not on the racing line, but if they do get a good launch and get side by side going into one, they have the preferred line. So we've seen it in the past. Nico Rosberg in 2013 made it work. Sebastian Vettel made it work on Valtteri Bottas in 2017. I believe the pole sitter is on the racing line, and Taylor Clan will start.
We've had some spins in the back, so they're just going to try and collect themselves.
We haven't had anyone get disqualified.
No, but we've had Moo and Ron and Bailey and others slide off, so... They're trying to get to the line, not let the guys ahead get too cold the tire, but Moo is going to be trying to get the grip of the car under him, get to the grid, but he's going to be the last man there. Let's get us back to the front.
We're still waiting. Okay, well now everyone's here, so there's our predicted pit stop strategy. So the 0 stop or the 1 stop.
Five red lights.
There we go.
And away we go for the sprint. Quali here. Finale, round 12. Realistic. 2 Red Bulls into the lead. Chandler trying to wiggle his way ahead. Sither doesn't make a move. Veyron all alone. Deer Hunter holding up the rest of the pack. Both the Alpines making their way through the Ferraris.
Shazam did not have a good exit off of turn 3. Chandler tried to get a run on him, but he's going to be able to hold it off.
Zach losing positions against a few drivers. He goes off wide. He's going to set himself down quite a bit. Moo and Bailey ahead of Zach. So the Ferrari really struggling right at the start here. Lots of mid-pack battles going on. Tire rubbing between the groups. The 2 Alpines trying to make their way through Deer Hunter right now. Some contact between the 2. More tire rubbing, pushing him a little wide, but yeah, the 2 battling through the corner is going to slow them up. A little bit more contact, and it's going to get them all bunched up to the back.
Yeah, Sanchez is loving this.
Oh, Mumu's had to have a moment. He's off. Bailey slots himself through. Miniko's on his tail. Miniko makes a move for the inside. He's got Zach out his outside. Not much going on up front, though, but lots going down on the mid-pack battle.
Mumu's retired on the front stretch. The main straight.
Yes.
Is that going to be
a safety car? No. Alphanesis right to the back of Taylor now. Oh, and Taylor is off. And
Oh.
Taylor is very much off and out. He joins back to the track and tries to get along. No wing damage, but...
Well, this changes things massively. Right now, Taylor Clan is P10. Right now, if he doesn't score a point and Boss Cookie goes on to win this race, the gap goes from 7 points to 15 points. Thus will mean that Taylor Clan would have to finish P2 or higher in order to have a shot at the championship. He's got Deer Hunter basically up the road, about 2.5 seconds ahead of him. He's got a 1.1 second.
Taylor slots himself back through Feta, so chasing down Deer now, trying to move back up into where they were. It's going to be a lot of work to catch back up to the Mercs and Red Bull up front, so...
Yeah, this is going to be kind of damage control a little bit for Taylor. Now he gets to P8, now he has 1 point.
Sprightly and Stig into the pits.
I'm going to assume that's because of damage.
Maybe with some broken wings with all the group, but Veyron making himself a pretty tidy McLaren up into P6. Jeffy making some good moves in the Alpine. Taylor down quite a bit. Same with Zach, but those are relatively our biggest losers at the moment. Deer Hunter got a little bit swallowed up at the beginning as well. Good save from Zach, but also good save from Feta. Everyone having issues out there in the wet.
Alphanese runs the fastest lap. For the sprint race, the fastest lap isn't awarded a point. So that won't be a thing, as he's kind of reeling in Boss Cookie a little bit here. Both Mercedes are.
It's a 2v1 up front. Not much Boss Cookie can do. He's got to joust two drivers at once. The opposing team, the opposing constructor.
Well, as things kind of stand right now, you know, Red Bull is going to get 9 points to Mercedes getting 13 points. So Mercedes will be +4 in that department. And Ferrari will gain 2 points over McLaren right now, so that gap will go to 13 points between P3 and P4. And Skither
So there's still lots to play for, lots to fight for, but it seems like they've all kind of broken up into their own little groups. Shazam's setting down those fast laps behind his teammate, though. They're closing in on Boss Cookie slowly, but... Taylor making an impression on Jeffy and Veyron slowly. Kind of all slotted out a little bit.
Yeah, it has. Taylor Clan's about a second away from Sanchez to get P7. And P6 is basically right there. He sees those two. He might be able to get up to where Chandler's at, but I think that's as far as perhaps Taylor will go.
Yeah, Supply Raptor trying to make some moves on Feta, but I don't know how high Taylor can get. I'm not sure Chandler's going to want to let him by.
No, but I'm just talking with the pace of the Red Bull, might have that potential.
It's a lot of work to do. Especially without a safety car, and if you got to stretch these tires out, so it's just a matter of who can handle the tires and who can make the best of 18 laps. It is an amazing shootout here in the wet.
So Skither in the Aston Martin running P5, he'll get 3 points at the moment. I'm sorry, 4 points. And Sanchez will have 2 points, so Aston Martin will gain 2 points on Alpine. So that gap could potentially be at 13 by the start of the main race.
So far we still have wet running. So far the rain is still here. Doesn't look like it's any harder or lesser than before, but
Yeah, this is the closest Alpinese has been to Boss Cookie this race. And he has a little bit more battery, even though in the rain it does recharge more. Don't have DRS because of the rain. Goes purple sector 3.
he is closing it in on Boss Cookie. He's gonna try and get that move done eventually.
Yeah, he has the run, but nowhere to go with it as Taylor Clan moves into P7. And he'll go after Veyron and the McLaren, who's in P6. Yeah, Alpinese is closed right up to 3/10, 4/10. So, and he's not. They're on about equal terms on the battery. Alpinese has a little bit more. Shazam behind them, about half of what they have.
It's a tight fight for this constructor, that's for sure. Taylor's gonna have to move in a little bit closer.
It's coming to complete lap 7, and Alpinese, he's got the run. Does he pull the trigger here?
He's bowed out of the battery. He was looking for it. He was looking pretty aggressive, but just gets nice and close. Maybe he'll look for a move into turn 4. We'll have to see.
He's closer here this lap than he was the previous. And he is on the button.
Two Alpha Tauri swap positions, but Alpinese isn't through this time around.
Taylor Clan is now reeled in Veyron. Oh, Sanchez
So
has been
Supply
given.
Raptor looking a little fast for the two Alpha Tauris.
Yeah.
Around Deer at least, so.
Sanchez just picked up a penalty, so if Supply can get within Sanchez's 3 seconds, he will get promoted to P9.
Sanchez is being a little bit slowed up with Taylor and Veyron having to fight ahead, so this might play into his hands a little bit.
Coming to complete lap 8. It's still raining. There's Veyron P6, got Taylor behind him, closing. Taylor now looks to the inside and gets the move done. Or no, not yet. Right now it is, and we'll see. He's
got a gap to catch up to Sither and Chandler ahead, but
he might be able to get Skither, but yeah. Chandler might be harder to chase after. I mean, that's basically 6 seconds he's gonna have to find, and 10 laps, basically 9.5 laps.
Sprightly getting the blue flags. Boss Cookie trying to get through the corner. They're all getting a little bit of dirty air.
Yeah, normally in this situation, that would give Boss Cookie DRS, but he won't have it. Let's see. Yeah, the Alpinese is closer now. He might be able to pull the trigger here.
Jack's had a moment and fallen back, but yeah, Alpinese is real close. not quite able to do it. Into the corner. Sitting behind Boss Cookie for another lap, but Shazam not quite having the pace of his teammate so far with Dirty Air. He's also been trying to fuel save. Alphanesis is low on fuel.
Oh, Feta.
Feta has a moment, and Feta is off.
Yep, Feta is off. He rejoins.
That's a painful mistake.
Meanwhile, Boss Cookie still leads. With Alphanese and Shazam, they're P2, P3.
Well, Shazam has to fuel save. He doesn't have enough fuel maybe to make it to the end. Oh, is that Veyron off? No, that's Sprightly. Never mind. Yeah, but Shazam trying to do more of an effort to fuel save. He's trying to keep up his pace, but now it's starting to suffer. Yeah, he does a lot of lifting coast, trying to keep up his fuel.
Yeah, Alphanese is all over as Sprightly's retired in the pit lane. Gonna be interesting to see if anyone does pit because of the rare on the intermediates, or if that's not going to be an issue.
Doesn't look like a dry enough line is out there, and
No.
with the rain still there, I don't know.
Well, the inters do still wear faster than the wets. There is some rubber being laid down, surprisingly enough. As they go up the hill to complete lap number 11 and start lap number 12. 7 to go. Sam's falling about 2 seconds back from these two. Chandler about 8 seconds behind the leader. And Supply's getting closer and closer to that 3-second mark that Sanchez has with his penalty.
He's doing everything. He might be able to get it done right before the end, but still a few tenths out to go.
Yeah,
Alphanesis is so close.
Yeah, he's not really looked for the move. He's just kind of sat there. So don't know if he's just buying his time or just waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger. We'll see. They both about to have the same battery. He's on the button now, Alphanese is. Same as Boss Cookie, so. And one thing that, the rain does is, with their backlight blinking consistently, drivers don't know what the situation is if they're below 15% or not.
It is true. There is some good regen around here in the wet, but yeah, they're both fighting with pretty low battery at this point.
It was just 60% 30 seconds ago.
I mean, you can save up through most of Sector 2, and that'll take you back up to 50-60%. Like, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. This is about the really battle that we have here. Shazam's kind of drifted off. Chandler's drifted off.
Well, Shazam might not have fuel to make it to the end. He's trying to make it to the end, but he's out of fuel.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that yellow light is on.
So,
well,
he might get swallowed up by Chandler. I don't know.
He hopefully doesn't run out of fuel.
Maybe he was expecting a safety car, maybe more fuel savings in the wet, but he's doing a lot of lift and coast.
Yeah, he's the only one that's up front that has that yellow kind of light on, yeah. As now the gap between Supply and Sanchez is back to 4.3. So Sanchez at the moment looking to keep P8, looking to get Alpine 1 point. Is that Zach has had a moment.
That's Zach. Yeah, he better hurry up because Miniko and Feta are coming. He doesn't want to lose any more positions for the race. So. That's going to give up his P10 chances. Oh, well, boy.
If there's any good news, Boss Cookie sets the fastest lap. Where did that come from? If there's any good news is hey, for the main 100% race, everyone will have a fresh set of tires and you can pick whatever you want.
That is true. But I still wouldn't want to be 11th in a Ferrari when you know that you can quali about P6, P7.
Oh, yeah. No.
Maybe the same for Supply Raptor and Deer. They're pretty strong in quali, where this might not have worked out for their favor as much.
Let me ask you, if Alphanese does pull the trigger, how hard do you think Boss Cookie's going to race him?
Pretty hard.
You think so?
I don't think Boss Cookie doesn't know how to fight not hard. That's just how Boss Cookie drives.
I don't disagree, but you know the flip side of that coin is I know Red Bull's in the Constructors Championship, but Boss Cookie has to somewhat be aware of where Taylor's at. 1 point is...
Well, I'm sure they're talking. I'm sure they know, but...
You just don't want to throw away what could be, you know, at least a good handful of points here to not only you, but also Red Bull. But, I mean, right now he stands to gain what? 5 points.
Boss Cookie goes low. Alphanese is on the outside. Not quite into turn 4, but can he make it on the exit?
Why am I getting
Boss Cookie low. They're side by side. He's got his rear tire lined up, but it might not be enough. He bows out of it, but he's right on his tail in through every corner here, trying to give Boss Cookie as much pressure as possible.
I had 2021 vibes. Mercedes going outside,
yeah.
Red Bull going down here. Where have we seen this before? Who's got off?
Oh.
I believe that's Katra. Oh, or no?
No, Catra's just left. Somebody else has gone off.
I believe that was
Stig, maybe.
Oh, time to go find Katra.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm sure she wants that invite. Not been the best race, but again, not much you can expect from the Haas.
No, Deere didn't give us pizza, but here's an invite.
So Deere owes us pizza? That's what the...
Well, apparently we had the delay from Q1 to Q2 is because Deere was getting his pizza. I mean...
It does not look like it's raining as hard. I would say it's almost going to go to dry had we had a safety car.
But we're working on lap 17. I don't see anyone pitting, especially in the top 8. There's no reason to pit. And, okay, if you're running, let's say you're... Hey, catch a Ron Stig. I mean, you're going to start back there anyways. If you want to throw on softs and just have a go, because you're not really going to gain anything. Stig, why not? You know.
Oh, and Zach is off. Our deltas are gone, but Zach has had an issue. That's going to set him back. Miniko has a 3 seconds, so that might hamper him, but he's going to try and get himself out of that position, keep himself ahead of Feta. Alphanese is fighting hard with the tires. He lost his close gap to Boss Cookie.
As he worked the final lap of the sprint race, Taylor has closed in on Skither. So we'll see how aggressive Taylor will be to get P5 and to gain one more point. Probably the last best opportunity to pass.
Alphanesis making a move on Boss Cookie. They're going to have to fight it out side by side. There's some light contact there. Alphanesis is going to get ahead. So he made it count to the final few laps here.
So Alphanesis to the lead. Taylor Clan all over the back of Skither. As Sanchez has been handed another 3 seconds, so that will have him lose P8 to Supply at the moment.
So yeah, hampering Jeffy. Supply is going to get ahead. Alphanesis ahead of Boss Cookie. And that's going to be that. Alphanesis making the move on the final lap. It was a little bit scuffy, but that's done and dusted.
So
Alphanesis will take the win here.
Does Taylor have anything for Skither? He's on the button, but I don't think he's going to have enough track to do it. No.
Not enough track to do it. Sithers ahead. He wiggles and he's happy and he's done.
So that will mean that Boss Cookie gaining 7 points to Taylor's 3 points. The lead increases to what was 16. Was it? Let me math. That's it. Use my passcode. Okay, thank you. So the gap goes from 7 points to 11 points between Boss Cookie and Taylor. Shazam will fall to being 18 points behind Boss Cookie, and Chandler, unfortunately, will not be able to fight for the Drivers' Championship. He could get Taylor Clan for P2, but it's gonna have to involve really Chandler having he has to be in the top 2, I believe. And for the constructors, the gap between Mercedes and Red Bull going in was 16 points, while with Mercedes P1 and P3, that's 14 points to Red Bull's 10 points, so now the gap is 20 points. And I believe Chandler finishing P4 and Veyron finished P6? 7th. So now that gap is 13 points. AlphaTauri gains a point on Alpine. But here's the thing, Aston Martin gains how many points? 4 points. So now the gap between Alpine and Aston Martin is now 11 points. And AlphaTauri is behind Alpine by 15 points.
So there you have it. Oh boy, on to the 100%.
Don't ask me to say that again. I'm probably going to forget, and while it's on my mind.
No, I'm not expecting you to mathematize who's where everywhere on the grid.
Well,
it's all good. That's for
Katra
or somebody else to sort
You know
out.
what Katra suggested earlier, and I'm going to go get it.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, So I guess, let's see. We'll have a little bit of a delay because you got to reset the lobby and everything.
Yeah, we got 71 laps of jolly good joy.
Mm. You're going to be my friend tonight. Yeah. We have 71 laps to deal with, so I'm going to drink you and probably another one. Hey,
Fair enough.
yeah, well, I mean, hey, who knows? This is going to be a long race, who knows? We might be joined by someone, someone, because why not?
Fair enough.
Well, that would happen if someone does, retire and we have a free slot. Shoot me a message and pitch me of why. I don't accept bribes unless they're tacos. Well, I guess I'm not going to be running iRacing at Fuji.
Probably not. If it's within the next hour.
No. Next hour? Next hour? We'll be lucky if it's 10 o'clock when this is over with.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be a 3-hour-long venture.
So this is what I propose. No safety cars, no rain. This is going to be like iRacing Rolex 24. So you're just going to have 71 laps here. It's kind of like Rocky 3 or Rocky 4. If they die, they die.
Yeah, just set the AI to 110. Everyone hit pause.
Yeah, I was like, because they just put Fuji on iRacing, and now that I'm above a 4.0 for my safety rating, I've now been actually racing because I wanted to get above a 4.0 so that way, hey, it gives me a buffer to where, hey, stuff happens. I'm still above a 4. So I've actually won a couple races.
Not bad.
Now, I mean, my I rating for the road is like 1,000. It's intentionally low because I just wanted to level up. But
Well, that's
Fuji,
fine.
I like Fuji. Fuji's interesting. It's more trickier than I thought. Oh, we're gonna get going.
Yeah, we're getting going. How many think you'll survive, and how many will be on the lead lap? How many will be on the lead lap is an interesting question, because a safety car at certain intervals might pull them back into the lead lap. 5 still on lead lap. Maybe 8 will survive. 71 lap. I don't know. I think we'll have 15. 13 to 15 survive. Maybe 7 on the lead lap, depending on safety cars. It all depends on the window.
I'm praying
because if they get it, they'll catch right back up, right? So
I'm praying for Spa. Like, can we get some rain? Like halfway through this, it's really really bad. Oh wait, no, this is a video game. We don't have that.
Red flag. Can we say that we're afraid of rain and red flag it? Pull a Monaco.
Now, I will say a Monaco. That's the worst raid I have ever really seen it. I know Spa was bad, but also didn't help that it was in, the Ardennes.
It's a coastal place. They get random freak storms that just pound them. That's typical. Like, I know we're used to seeing the sun around there, but like when the storms come, that's what happens.
So you're saying, okay, and it's a full dry race, thank God. So that's how weather works. Like if you see clouds, if clouds get bigger, they hold water, and then they come to, like, is it because of gravity?
Well,
I'm gonna be honest, people. If you're expecting some great sort of thing tonight. You're not gonna get it. Let's just
Well,
be
it
clear.
kind of is somewhat due to gravity in a sense that it gains enough precipitation and weight that it starts to rain, so yes. Rain comes down because gravity. That is somewhat true. So,
Well, I live in Texas. I haven't seen that in about a month.
well, up here in Ontario, we see rain often.
Yeah, y'all see
It's
snow a lot.
often humid.
Yeah, y'all see snow a lot. We don't like it down here. I like snow, but why has Shazam
We get
joined?
like close to the same heat that you do, and we also get snow. It's the worst of everything.
Yeah, but is it like 70 degrees humidity? Like, do y'all have the, like, is it humid up there?
No, we get like 90 degrees Fahrenheit plus humidity, and it feels like crap.
Really?
Because we have like 70, 80% humidity because we got a lot of lake effect from,
that's right.
yeah, all the lakes. 4 Great Lakes, Lake Superior, Lake Ontario. Yeah. Those will be the main 2 culprits, but St. Lawrence is also why there's, right where the main Canadian track is why there's so much rain and stuff there. That's just Canada. Into Quebec. Into Quebec.
Well, let's
They say
see
things
if
weird.
everyone's
That's
starting. Now you can try to be serious.
Try to be serious. That's no fun.
Well, so
Zam is not in their seat. And I can't invite them, or they just paused. I'm not quite sure.
well, we might have an issue. So Shazam isn't able to get in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Shazam can get in. That would be unfortunate. We really need him for this race. Like,
Yeah,
that would be pretty.
that is very important for the
Instructors.
yes.
I don't know what we can do for a lobby reset. We're only on lap 0 out lap. If maybe it needs to happen, it needs to happen. It is the finale.
Well, the unfortunate thing is he won't have his setup in the car. So that would be quite unfortunate. Anyone that plays these games long enough, there's those presets, and just like any other video game, you have presets of, max downforce, low downforce, medium downforce. Then you have your own setups that you can create and make, and we all know those goes a heck of a lot faster than the presets.
And they're only like 7 seconds faster. Yeah.
As everyone's coming to the grid, and it will be Alphanese who won the sprint race. He will lead us off. Who will it be for the championship? Will it be Boss Cookie? Will it be Taylor? Does Shazam rejoin and perhaps get a little bit some luck intervene to get him the championship? What about Red Bull versus Mercedes? I already forgot the gaps, by the way.
5 red lights. And away we go.
That's a long hold.
It was a long hold for a lot of them. Shazam looks like he's back in his seat. Oh, that's big contact between Shazam and Boss Cookie. Boss Cookie's really off. Shazam's got broken wing. That's going to send everybody through. Oh, that's more damage to Feta. I think Feta got some of Shazam, and that sent him off as well.
Well,
I don't know what happened there, but that's a lot of scuffling to get around.
Oh, that's when McLaren's gone
That's
wide.
Ron? Is that Ron off? It is Ron. Lots of scuffling at the back. Everybody off.
This is just
Trying to get out of the way of this Merc that is falling through the pack. But, yeah, I don't know if Boss Cookie's got rear diffuser damage, but it is continuing on. Boss Cookie's left the session. We're going to have to get him back in here. Bailey is retired, and that is a VSC.
I'm going to look to see if we are doing a... Well... So that's a safety car, I'm sorry, VSC. Let's see.
Boss Cookie's going to be able to hopefully get back into his seat before the VSC ends. Shazam has left the session. We're going to try and get him back in here, but he is DNF'd and out, so that's it for Shazam, I guess. So this championship is
It's flipped. It is 100% flipped.
It's all down to Alphanesis to hold off the points, and we have to hope that Boss Cookie does not make it back into any points, I think is the call there.
Well, you never want to say he might be joined by somebody.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have Bailey join. Actually, he might help us. There he is. So, but this does change the championship. You know, Taylor's right now sitting with 18 points with Boss Cookie with no points. You know, right now this puts Taylor right in the championship lead. Hello, Bailey. Well, what happened? Oh, well.
Why can't I hear Bailey?
Yeah, okay. I told you literally, what, 2 minutes ago? We're here for the vibes, but, well.
I can't hear Bailey, so I don't know what's going on. Oh.
He's bringing it back in.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we don't know either. Try that again. So right now with Alphanese leading, you know, right now, Mercedes still leads the Constructors' Championship. I think everything is kind of hold serve. Well, a couple of seasons ago, you were in a 100% race for Renault. What do you think? How long do these tires gonna last? The mediums and the softs. I don't hear you talking, by the way, Rod.
I'm not really saying a whole lot. I was just trying to hear him, but couldn't hear much going on. Zach getting through Supply Raptor, but Alphanesis and Taylor fighting it out. Taylor getting ahead. I was trying to hear if Bailey was going to say something, but I couldn't hear Bailey if he was saying anything, so I don't know what's going on.
Do you have him
That was
muted?
all. I don't think so.
Oh. Well, while that was going on, I really missed much.
Apparently I do. Why do I have you mute? That's so weird, Xbox. Thank you.
Ooh,
I don't know why I have Bailey muted, because Xbox. That was so weird, I'm sorry.
Fed up battling. Well, okay, so Bailey, you would be the one to ask. How long do these softs and how long would the mediums last, do you think, in this race? Yeah, don't expect anyone to go on hards unless, well, the start did not go ideal. Nico up to P4, he's had a great start. Our winner last week at Coda in the McLaren.
It's very close between Veyron, Deere, and Minico, so
Yeah, they've been
hard to say who's going to come out of that one.
Well, right now, I mean, you got Minico in the Aston Martin, he's P4. You got his teammate Skid there in P8. And you only have Alpine P10, 1 point. Which is crucial. Oh, that's not ideal. He'll for sure. So let's see. This is the problem I
Boss
have.
Cookie into the points now, so now we can start doing a point countdown on this championship as he's moving through the crowd.
Well, who's got the fastest lap?
With DRS 100% on either the straights, either into turn 1 or into turn 4, so
I believe
Boss Cookie already up into P9.
Yeah, I believe the gap for the championship was 11 points. Right now, Taylor has 19 to Boss Cookie's 2. So right now, he's plus 17. Now, I believe if Taylor gets the lead back, then he'll be 26 plus 24. So
Chandler closing in with this battle, though. He's trying to get back into that DRS. He's not too far out. If he can close in that last 7/10, he'd be right there. But right now, Deer Hunter is the Alonso of the crowd. He's got about 7 cars in behind him.
the Alonso of the crowd. That's a good one. I think this Ferrari of Chandler can be sneaky. I mean, provided if the Mercedes and their Red Bull kind of trip over themselves, I think Chandler could win this race. It's just not a very independent track, in my opinion, compared to others that we've seen.
Nico and Deer Hunter side by side, trading rubber on tires. But Minico unable to quite finish the move.
See it. Oh yes, I forgot about what happened to Zach at the end of the race.
Minico and Deer Hunter still fighting it out. It's going to close Veyron and Zach in close.
Whoa, 3 wide? Oh,
3 wide? No.
did Minico
Veyron
just...
maybe looking for the inside. Oh, there's contact. Deer Hunter off. He's out. Oh my god, he's not out. His wing is gone, but he somehow survived. I thought he would have been dead for sure.
That's VSC.
Oh my lord. Oh, and that's going to send Feta off, trying to avoid the car that was ghosting and returning to track as he was trying to get through the corner. So,
And through the
good on
mix.
Feta to try to avoid, but yeah. Another VSC.
And with all that happening, Boss Cookie gets into the top. It's
How are our
6.
points looking for our championship in constructors?
See, it started 16, but I forgot what happened after the sprint race. What was Mercedes plus 4? I
think so.
So it was 20 points. Well, Alpha Nice has 18 points, and then you have Shazam out, but you have Taylor Clan with 26. Well, yep. So that changes too.
Gets the moves done. Zach bows out. Chandler actually gets back into DRS with the top 2. And Deer Hunter into the pits. I'm not sure the timings worked out with the but they also had terrible wing damage, so that makes sense. Ron's gonna get some easy positions out of that, but so it is what it is.
Right now, Taylor Clan has 26 points to Boss Cookie's 10. That's plus 16. So that has Taylor leading the championship. And for constructors,
Minico doing a bit of a drift and saves the car. I wouldn't recommend doing that every corner, but the Canadian holding on strong.
Did he do that?
Got that maple traction.
Was it like what Max Verstappen did? Huh?
Yeah.
Now he
Gets
has,
through Veyron.
and that's now 12 points to 26. So 14-point gap. Taylor Clan still has the championship lead, but this also helps Red Bull because that's 38 points to Mercedes 18. So if Boss Cookie can get up to P3, I think that puts Red Bull ahead in the constructors, I believe.
So he's got a 6-second gap to go, and Chandler's at least got DRS, so this might not be as easy to get back up into this crowd as long as Chandler can hold on tight with DRS on these two. And it's clouding over a little bit, so maybe this will help out the drivers with overheating.
What do you think about that, Bailey?
No, but it's definitely just cloudy. It's not as bright and sunny as it was a second ago. I think it's just going to be overcast running, but...
Trying to do quick math here. So P3 at the moment, that would be an 11-point gap between Taylor and Boss, and being the fact that Boss Cookie has 3 wins to Taylor's only 1, Boss Cookie will have the tiebreaker if it ends up in a tie.
There's still every championship in this. It's all to play for here in Brazil.
I mean, yeah, the drivers.
Come on, Bailey.
It was.
Supply Raptor through Minico. Minico hurting on those tires. Jeffy Sanchez also making the move into turn 1.
Yeah.
So
this is prior to sprint race, by the way, people. So Mercedes had a 16-point lead over Red Bull for P1 in the constructors. Ferrari had a 10-point lead over McLaren. I believe now that's, I think, 13 going into this race. Alpine had in P5, had a 15-point lead over Aston Martin, who's P6. AlphaTauri's P7. They were 16 points behind Alpine, who's P5. So, yeah, there's a lot of really tight battles. And with the sprint race happening, it kind of shuffled it up just a little bit to where every position's going to matter.
we've had some broken wings, we've had some pit stops, but nobody has been lapped. So there is that so far. Taylor into the pits? No. Neither with Alphanesis. They continue on.
Oh, yeah. Fetta's retired.
That is a safety car.
Oh, so
if they all miss pit lane, is any of the other back runners able to make it? Yes. Sither and Minico make it into the pits at the same time. Doesn't matter if they're double stacked, they're getting the advantage that everybody else has already passed pit lane. So I think that might help them out. Toneless into the pits as well.
Minico started on softs, didn't he?
No, Minico, yes, he did start on softs. Sither started on mediums. But again, we said it might be a 2-stop, and with the safety car, he might have just alternated his plan to a 2-stopper.
Yeah, we'll see what the leaders do. They have a delta to maintain, and say it all the time. I say it even when I'm in Bailey's here. Do not speed, or you'll get a drive-through. That can really just put a huge wrench into your plans for the race. I've experienced that.
Alphanesis is trying to burn up a bit of fuel. Alphanesis keeps on going to take the lead. Taylor into the pits, Chandler into the pits. Boss Cookie, what is your plan? He's going to follow his teammate in. He should have a big enough gap to his teammate.
Bayron stays out.
And Zach following him in Boss Cookie. So maybe the Ferraris are found themselves a Red Bull and are trying to keep with them. Yes, Boss Cookie had his issues, but maybe Zach is trying to stick with him.
Well, let's see where this shakes out. And, you know, we talked about this earlier. Mediums cannot go the rest of the way, you'd think, right, Bailey? All right, so now...
Yeah, but getting a soft run to the end to maybe get ahead is maybe what they're looking at.
Well... Oh, as Nico gets a 3-second penalty. Okay, so here's the question then. With the guys are on mediums, is this now a medium to the end of the race, or is this still going to be a medium soft if things go with no safety car to the end?
I think the way it's looking like it's a medium soft or a soft medium. From what a lot of the drivers have done with their tire choices, I think that's what we're looking at.
Interesting enough, Veyron and Alphanese stay out.
When will they pit? Like, it makes sense to pit under safety car, but you're going to lose so much of your gap.
There's no point in pitting right now. They're going to lose everything.
So they're sticking to plan A, maybe trying to do the one-stop, soft medium?
Well, if Bailey's information is correct, the one-stop is not ideal unless well, then maybe it is possible. Maybe the safety car does make it to where it is more of a possibility.
Well, we did have 2 VSCs and now a safety car. Is that maybe enough?
Could be.
And now we have overcast weather. So maybe like the overheating issue isn't as bad as it was before? But in 100%, I can imagine there's a bit more drop off, but I'm imagining the tires also go quite a bit more distance too, so like I'm sure these tires are still good on the softs for what, 19, maybe 21 laps?
I do have a question. I've not even thought about this. Do the tires wear differently from realistic to tier racing?
Yes.
Or is
there
it the
is
same?
different wear in realistic based off manufacturer. It is slight, but it is there. Like they all actually have to technically pick different fuel loads because different cars burn more.
And I'm going to assume, being the fact that this is a counterclockwise track, I'm going to assume the right side tires, mainly the right front, the right rear, take the most beating, correct?
Pretty much.
I was kind of thinking that way because we all know when we go to Spain, it's the left side tires that cause, or even with Silverstone, which, that's next weekend in real life. Please rain.
Yes. I was so happy that we had some wet in Canada. I'm glad it wasn't during the race. Glad we had some wet.
Did you watch?
Yeah.
Look, the only reason why that race is exciting is because Yuki forgot how to leave the pits correctly, okay? Let's be fair.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Yuki was doing there.
Ow. You know what's funny is, safety car might be in this lap. So on YouTube, Formula One posted the top 10 pit mishaps. Yano truly did the same exact thing in the Toyota, and I want to say 2007. I saw that going, wait. Safety car should be in, I believe.
Should be in. Everyone's stacked up, so no cars have been lapped. Everyone's still on lead lap for that prediction. See?
Yeah.
Told you it could work out. Could work out. Everybody still has a chance to fight for this championship.
Hey,
all stacked up.
Hey, so far, I mean, Bailey, your teammate's P13. You know, it's nice to see Haas, you know, get that goose egg off the board, and you know.
Yeah, it would take a woman to get a point, wouldn't it?
Oh wow.
Uh,
Well, I wonder if these two are gonna be a sitting duck.
oh, Sither and Boss Cookie having big contact. Sither is off. And is that a reset to track?
Who did the reset?
That's definitely a reset to track, but...
Oh! Boss Cookie and Supply make contact. Supply's lost a
Let's
handful
push
of
Supply
spots.
Raptor down.
It was... Yeah, Veyron. Yeah, Veyron acted like he let him through. That was interesting.
Veyron's also on those old softs,
Yeah?
so maybe he's just sticking to his own stint. Yeah, we have other cars going
Skidder has
off.
retired.
Is that Minico?
That's going to be another safety car. It is indeed.
And that is another safety car. So everyone going to be able to get this one. Alpha Nisus could pull into the pits. What is he going to do? He is
Pits.
into the pits.
So does the McLaren. So they're going to likely
They're going to lose
go...
a lot of positions.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they're going to lose everything.
So... No, it did not, as...
Phantom takes a 5-second for speeding in pit. Yeah, Boss Cookie had contact with Sither, and that set it off. So, barring that, stewards might come into play. Like, yes, the Red Bulls are in the position, but like, it might come down to after the race to decide. So,
Solid channel left. I'll see if I can get it back in here.
yeah, but you guys are
really?
all stupid fast. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, why not? It's worth a shot. You know, we saw, you know, about a decade ago, on Modern Road, do that Gran Turismo thing, and you know, raced at Le Mans for Nissan. Okay, that Nissan was fairly horrible. Let's just be honest. But running F3, he runs races, I think, GT cars in Japan.
Momo, what are you doing with that Williams in P7?
Look at that.
Someone stop that cow. It's doing very well so far, but we'll hopefully be able to stick into the points. Same with Stig. So 2 Williams in the points, Catra into P11, but we'll have to see with Veyron, Alphanesis, and Phantom all real stacked up. Maybe Phantom with his teammate and Alphanesis can kind of work with them and just kind of cut through the crowd.
Well, we're coming to complete lap 19. I don't know if we'll get the safety car coming in this lap. We're waiting on the 2 Alfa Romeos, mainly Ron catching up. With Taylor,
We'll go one more lap.
well, with Taylor P1 and Boss Cookie P3, Boss Cookie, they're tied at the moment. But Boss Cookie has a tiebreaker. But with Alphanesis P12 for Mercedes, Red Bull does have the lead in the Constructors' Championship. They have 41 points.
Safety car is in.
Okay, well, Ron was able to get to the tail end of this.
Yeah, that tire warming, backing up. All the gimmicks shall commence.
How much is
Taylor's
tire
done the
warming
work for
really
P6
doing?
though.
I always think of Kimmy. I won't lie.
Yes, it's always worth it to Kimmy until safety car comes in, but with such a late call. Oh,
Yeah,
somebody going off deep there. That was Stig, I think.
Oh, that's Supply losing it on the curbs.
Into P9, still has Veyron and Alphanese.
Look at this hornet's
right
nest.
There. Oh, that's contact with Supply Raptor
Oh.
spinning around the Haas.
Bailey, you know, now you've done the commentator curse. Oh, I know. It's so unfortunate. Nico trying... Oh, yeah, he does. He's missing the left end plate there. That's probably going to have him pit. Veyron's...
Veyron cutting through the crowd, got around Alphanesis. He's now trying to get through Minico and Supply Raptor, does so.
Yeah, he's one of those cars.
He's on a charge.
Yeah, him and Alphanese are pretty much on the charge. Trying to get back to where they were up front. Bosky on the outside of Chandler trying to get P2, and he does. Yes.
Barring any penalties.
That's... Yeah. Yeah.
It's a long way to go for three little mistakes. But man, Mumu making the move. Contact between Deere and Veyron. Veyron ahead, but Mumu into P6 with the Williams.
You know,
He's making that car as fast as possible.
I need to look at kind of, you know, Williams was only out of 8th place.
Oh, Deer Hunter has a moment after contact with Alphanesis. It's a good save. Jeez. He had to drop his pizza for that one, but a good save.
Well, here's the thing with Mumu being in P6.
Jeffy making the move on Chandler? No.
Oh, he thought about it.
The DRS will be able. They both have DRS. They both have DRS. It's going to be a fight right to the corner.
You got it. That's where Alpine needs to be in order to keep P5. We don't have an Aston Martin in the top 10, and we have AlphaTauri P8, P10, so that is really good for Alpine in their efforts to hold P5. Ferrari doing a good job.
I'm having a hard time choosing my driver of the day between Mumu and Zach. They've done so far from the back of the grid, but I'm not sure who to be more impressed with.
Mumu for me, I mean.
I know.
Right now, P6, and if no Alfa Romeo score a point, Williams will move to P8 in the championship as, yeah, he does.
Ooh,
that's interesting.
Maybe he wanted the DRS. He didn't want to give it to Veyron.
That, or maybe...
He's playing the games. The cow is smart. You can't best the cow. This steak here is well done. He knows what he's doing.
Supply looking... Okay, so I've done the commentator curse, and I'm going to move down to P8. Still a heck of a run. He's on the oldest tires, too. He's on 9 lap softs.
Had to get knocked down. Alphanesis had to think of a second thought at the Mumu. Couldn't best the cow this time around. He's going to try and make another move of it out the outside.
Sanchez is closing in on Boss Cookie.
Oh. Mumu goes deep, and Alphanesis up the inside and out and through. Mumu takes 3 seconds for his troubles as well, so... We're just cursing them. I'm sorry,
well,
it's not helping.
Back up front here, Sanchez is within a half a second of Boss Cookie. How hard will Boss Cookie fight this? Right now, Boss Cookie is the championship leader. If he falls to P3, it's tied because I'll check. Taylor has the fastest lap, so he has 26 points to Boss Cookie's 18. But P3 is 15 points. That's plus 11, and I believe the gap was plus 11 going into this.
But Veyron's going to give it up. Veyron doesn't want to fight too early into this battle for sure.
Oh,
that's Stig off
That
and
might be
out.
a safety car. Wait. It doesn't, but the way the indicator is, it's on the line.
No safety car.
not
Minico
yet.
and Deer about to come through there.
Hey, we did see interior. Oh, well, then never. But then again, we did have Bahrain Tier 2, where we had the big ones strike and, you know, 3 cars on the track die and no safety car.
Jeffy's got the pace on those softs. He's making a look at the Red Bull. Oh, is that Minico
crashed
out?
as well? So now we have.
And that is a safety car.
That is a safety car.
So unfortunately, we're down to 14.
Wow. So we're.
So everybody's still on the lead lap.
So here's the question of the day. Everyone's pitted, so everyone, I believe, has met the tire quota or, you know, conundrum of you have to use 2 different compounds. How far does the medium compound go?
I'd have to guess about 30, 40 laps. It's 100%,
35?
no?
Okay. I tell you, with all these retirements, hey, catchers in P13, Haas stands to perhaps get some points if this goes, you know, could have a good shot at it.
Well, in theory, they can put themselves on the superior strategy, getting on to like a stead to the end, but I'm not sure the mediums can go that far at this point still, so. But Jeffy Sanchez into the pits, Zach into the pits.
Yeah, see what Jeff goes on to. Another set of softs.
Gomu continues on.
So we have 45 laps to go. You said the softs or mediums last 35. Okay, well, so this is most likely all the guys that are playing for softs. They're probably gonna do a soft strategy and probably split it, correct? All right, well.
I think that's what a lot of the back runners are figuring. They're not losing too many positions right now, and it's worth it to put themselves on the stronger strat.
Yeah, through all this, so we have a Red Bull 1-2 with Taylor Clan leading with his teammate Boss Cookie. I got it. Okay.
Both Alfa Romeos in the points right now, though.
Yeah. That's good for them.
Cow is in P5 currently.
Well, yeah. That's worth 10 points. I had a feeling. Yeah, this is the third one, I believe. We had.
I think this is the third safety car. We had 2 VSCs.
Yeah.
So. Five full course and 100%, say. How many cars are going to survive? I really thought we were going to have 13 to 15 drivers survive, but we're already under 15. But I think that was, you know, some battling between Minico and Deer from what it sounds like. Thought he had a 5-second from, but he would have got rid of it. No? Yeah, he's got a 5, because he had a broken wing going into the pits, which I think kind of threw him off for his marker.
Well, safety car, that's a late call.
Right, but
yeah.
He is. Chandler's actually gotten a good run on Boss Cookie, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to bow out of it. Alphanesis is going to go for the dive. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The cow in P5, he didn't pit. He stayed out on those softs. Perhaps.
See what's sent. Yeah, coming into the race,
And he's out.
well, never mind.
You cursed him.
Well,
Bailey.
so this is safety car number 4.
Yeah, that makes safety car number 4.
Well, that's
Anybody
now
in the pits?
13.
Boss Cookie makes the feint. No.
I don't
Nobody
think.
thinking it.
I don't think unless you got damage, I don't think anyone's gonna be coming in.
Like maybe Moo Moo, but like that would be it. Veyron into the pits. What is Veyron doing? Is Veyron saying I'm doing mediums to the end? No.
Well,
New wing.
so
New stack of softs.
well, this should in theory be a quick safety car as Veyron's just leaving the pits now. Won't go in this lap, but most likely next lap. Yeah, what?
Yeah, I guess it is a good time to look at some warnings.
It is. So, ooh, well, that could be a factor. Where's Chandler and Alphanese at?
Chandler has none. Alphanesis has none. Taylor's got 1.
That, I mean,
2 warnings. 3.
well, we've seen
None.
Chandler and Alphanese. I mean, they're going to be able to, I think, be within 3 seconds of Boss Cookie. So Boss Cookie can't get a 3-second. That could really hurt him.
Welcome to the 3-hour stream.
I don't blame you if you did get food.
We should be going this lap. Don't worry, Bailey. There's only 41 laps left. We're only not even halfway through this race.
Yep. My NASCAR
move.
league is doing a 50% Coca-Cola 600. Like, that's gonna be a long race. I was like, no. Yeah, I have y'all beat. You know, I will say, I don't know what's going to happen for the next 41 laps. Taylor has done exactly what he needs to do in order to potentially win the championship. He's got the fastest lap. He is leading the race. He's doing everything he needs to do. and he can't control what happens to Boss Cookie. So, we'll see what happens.
But
Well, but he's doing what he needs to do.
oh no, a Red Bull and a Merc crash. It leaves Taylor to go get all the points. It's horrible, horrible. Getting some sort of Prost and Senna stuff going on with the amount of points left on the table.
Oh, Alphanese, if any.
Chandler might get the move done. Alphanese is looking for the move.
Chandler basically shoved him out there. Here comes Alphanese. It's by looking, try to get by Chandler. He does. He's up to P3. How is he doing this on 17 laps?
Because they're all stacked and there's nowhere to move, and then they keep having safety cars, so you can't stop this cow.
Yeah, with Sanchez, it says 4 laps off, so theoretically it's more like 1.5.
Ooh. Zach's made a lot of moves from the back on a fresh set of softs, so making a good charge to catch up to his teammate. Would be nice to see Zach actually beat Chandler out on track. He's They just had a safety car and they're down to 50% battery. Like, they've had to dump a lot in these opening fights already.
Deer Hunter pits.
I figured you get a lot of regen in Sector 2, but...
How many sets of tires do these guys have, Bailey? Do you know offhand?
You have what, 3 softs, 2 mediums? So 4 softs? Jeffy doing the work, getting ahead of Chandler again with those fresh softs. So the Alpine being a pest. And Zach right behind his teammate now on a fresh set of softs, so...
Well, that could come a factor later on of kind of tire choice if we get a late safety car. We're only going to get one more safety car if we got the right count and if the game acts correctly.
Who was falling down the order, but doing well on 19 lap softs for sure. They're looking pretty haggard, but it was holding on.
Yeah, Boss Cookie on those, as y'all mentioned, those 2 warnings, theoretically 3, but 2. Like I said, he can't afford to really get a penalty right now because look at the gap with Alphanese. Sanchez up to P4. That, if he just took fastest lap away from Taylor, that could play a role.
Well, I imagine Taylor will go on to softs to the end.
Well, that's true, but Sanchez taking the fastest lap takes a point away from Taylor. So, if now Boss Cookie has to be P4 or lower if Taylor wins this race to win the championship.
Comes down to the most fickle of points here.
Wow.
In round 12 of BRL realistic, that's for sure. I don't know how I feel about the short one. It's interesting.
Yeah, he's got his teammate behind him. Chandler's off. He's lost a lot of time. I don't know if it's because of.
He is on older mediums.
Yeah, he is on 19 lap mediums. That is a good point.
He's keeping relative pace to what he was doing with the other cars competitive to his tire wear. So, like, yeah, he's to fall off from the Red Bulls and the Merc. Like, we know that. That's what he's fighting right now.
Very well, yeah. I did not realize it was on 20 lap mediums. It's just I didn't expect.
Yeah, because like his teammate's flying by, but he's got fresh softs, so like, there is that.
Yeah, I'll see if they'll continue their battle that they had in the sprint race. And by the way, they're not alone. Sanchez is right with them. And Sanchez, before one of the most recent safety cars, he seemed to close up and have the pace to fight the Red Bull Boss Cookie. So and Zach's closing in as well.
Well, I imagine with the fresh softs, he'll be able to help his teammate reel in. So Chandler should be able to get DRS on his teammate to help him close that gap in a bit. Zach sets the fastest lap, so fresh softs are clearly showing.
Yeah, we've seen. Let's see if Alfanese, he's got the run. Does he pull the trigger? No. I thought about it. We just saw the Ferrari of Chandler. You know, we've seen him start to slip back. Are we about to see these Red Bulls slip back? Because here comes Alfanese thought about it. Five cars basically right here. Chandler's not even that far behind on his 20 on one lap mediums.
But he won't get DRS this time around, so.
No. There goes Boss Cookie on the inside of his teammate of Taylor trying to get the lead. And Boss Cookie now to the lead. Here comes Alfanese on the outside of Taylor Clan, and no. Alfanese will still be P3. Hey, Wrath.
Yes.
We're past the halfway point.
We are past the halfway point.
Yes.
We have 13 drivers left. Congratulations for surviving it this far.
This feels like an endurance race with how many people we've lost in this race.
We are only 2 hours and 30 minutes into the stream, so we have lots to go.
Yeah, it's like we're doing a whole now like an actual race. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, gonna be able to close up?
Yeah, Veyron gets by the P6, splitting the two Ferraris. Yeah, Taylor he's still got 80% on the battery. He's not been using it as much of his rivals.
Maybe he's just trying to hold on to the tires a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh, it's Deer Hunter's pit lane retirement.
I wonder what that was for, but yeah, that's Deer out. So now we're down to 12.
Well, this Veyron gets a 3-second penalty. That's Steer Hunter's AI. I got freaked out there of a car just going so slow.
Yeah, Veyron and everybody else was looking for a move, but then had to duck out of it, so.
Ghosted as Oscopy almost had a moment there.
I wouldn't trust it. I don't trust this game enough, Bailey, so.
Sanchez is looking like he wants to try to find a way to get by the Mercedes.
Sanchez is fighting like he's getting a podium today, and I don't blame him.
He's
looking pretty strong for it. Alpine podium on the final race. Jeffy Sanchez, can you do it, Boyo?
Well, it would solidify their P5. I mean, we've seen this car last season win races. So there is the possibility. It won at Monaco. It won at Hungary. So, and if you think about it's right, it did win at Monza, but Monaco and Hungary, those are tracks where it's not engine dependent, or engine performance based tracks. Brazil is a lot like those two types of tracks, so it could play into it. He could have a legit shot for the win if things go right. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think in real life. I would say perhaps yes, because even that, let's say last year, 2020 doesn't count. This was a track Red Bull pretty much circled every year against, when in recent years. I know they finally caught Mercedes and now are equal ahead of them, but this is a track where they always seem to fly because of their downforce. Completing lap 41 will have 30 laps remaining. Everyone theoretically has a pit stop left as Mumu gets another, I believe that's 6 for him now. It is, unfortunately.
Yeah, him, Thomas, and Ron all doing the long stint on the softs, and it looks like a painful stint. I don't think Sanchez wants to stay behind at all.
No. When do you expect the likes of the two Red Bulls and Chandler to pit, Bailey? And I guess we can throw Alfanese in there as well. Okay. So they have about another, but the minimum, I assume you mean laps remaining in the race, correct? Okay, so about 8 to 10 laps, or yeah, 8 to, yeah, he is.
Oh, light contact back to the diffuser, but maybe try another again out of the slingshot of the corner of turn 3.
Okay,
not quite enough, but
there goes defensive a little bit there. We have 6 cars in this train. Veyron is...
Yeah, Veyron's caught back up. Chandler's
not
still
that far
there.
behind. Chandler and Supply.
And Supply has
I
caught
mean,
the back of him.
this is...
So, Toneless and Moo are fighting it out for themselves, so...
I wonder if Sanchez, knowing that the Red Bulls ahead are going to have to pit and go on softs, he probably wants to find a way to get by both of the Red Bulls, open a gap, so that way he can then pit for softs and maybe fight for the win, because he knows the Red Bulls and the Mercedes are going to pit for softs. It's just... He's tried.
No matter when.
It is. We don't really see this when it comes to
Moo takes a 5-second, but he does 30 laps on those softs, so an impressive amount, that's for sure.
yeah, he can get that removed. Well, I meant if we get a safety car and he pits again, he can get that removed. Hey, Katra is 4/10 away from P10.
And arguably on better tire.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Alphanesis and Sanchez. But, yeah, Jeffy's able to defend.
Well,
It's
right
Alphanesis with Taylor right there.
right now, you would think Boss Cookie would get preferential treatment over Taylor. And
Chandler into the pits, so...
we saw where Sanchez made that kind of late dive on Alphanese a handful of laps ago around this part of the track.
Question. Chandler's now in clean air. Everybody else is trying to be in this DRS chain. Maybe with clean air, he can close in the gap, get ahead of everybody.
It's a possibility. I mean, you know, he wasn't that far behind of this trend. And as you mentioned, he is on clean air. He is on softs. Yes, I do wonder if we're going to see the likes of Red Bull, you know, and they out.
Or maybe they counted him out. Red Bull's only been looking at Merc, and maybe Chandler can make this little secret move for a good position.
Here.
Alphanesis is going to go for the look, though. He's going to push
hit the
him low.
grass. Wow.
Zach is right there behind them, though. They're both blinking away, and Zach's looking for it.
Zach is like, I don't know if I want to get into this or not.
Katra into P10 right now. Got through Ron into turn 1. They're fighting it out. Ron's going to have DRS to fight back with, though. Ron's going to be able to get ahead. And, Katra's going to have to slot back behind. Ron gets back ahead.
You mentioned Chandler and the clean air. What is the pit delta here, give or take? Because
he was 18 seconds. He was 18. He's down to 15. He's caught 3 seconds to the leaders.
Well,
it doesn't matter. They're so slow.
What's the pit lane delta? I will say this.
But they're on such old tire. Like, I don't know.
I'll put it this way. He just gained a half a second and 20 seconds I was talking. That's how quickly that gap is closing.
That's what I mean. Like, he's a whole second faster than the rest of the crowd on fastest lap.
If this is a crucial...
He's doing 109s. The next guy is a 110. Like, he's 7/10 faster than everybody.
I would be honest here. If Ferrari was listening, I would 100% pit Zach right now. Well,
Oh yeah, so
and he
Zach
is
gets out of
totally
this
in it.
DRS chain? Yeah, I would 100% pit.
No, I would just
If
put
I
him
was
now.
Zach.
You look at
Yeah,
the
pit.
pace. Look at the pace Chandler has right now. He is 18.3 seconds behind Boss Cookie. He has literally gained a second and a half since I've had this on. Now it's 18 seconds. Zach could pit right now and gain a lot of time if he did.
But he doesn't. But
No,
Veyron thinks of it.
Veyron is in.
Veyron into the pits.
Okay. I agree.
Veyron trying to get back out. Will he stay ahead of Chandler though? No.
I mean, yeah, there's going to be a drop off, but I mean, look at the. You just wonder the gap he's going to have, and they're going to be on the same compound. So there's Ron Pitts as well.
Ron pits. Hopefully he stays on the lead lap. I think he will, but
He should.
it's been overcast. I don't think the tires fade out as much as when it's hot.
Meanwhile, Boss Cookie has broke as Boss
Into
Cookie
the
is
pits for Boss Cookie.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that.
I don't know if Zach thinks he's may have screwed this strategy up. Unless he's going to the end on these softs, but I don't think he can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taylor still has to pit. He's ahead of Boss Cookie, and ahead of Boss Cookie by 2 seconds. That's what I mean. He's closing a huge gap that made the difference. Like if Zach pitted 2 laps earlier, he might have been able to been ahead of Alphanesis. He just has to defend against Boss Cookie.
Apologies.
Yeah, he did the strategy call to move himself from what, P7 to P1.
Yeah, he is gonna have 3-lap older tires. I tell you what though, that's worth the
That's
gamble.
some positions for 4-lap older tires. If a race strategy engineer told me, yeah, this is what you're doing, I'm like, okay, I'll take
the wall a
P1.
little bit. I don't know if that's gonna affect anything. Off the pit lane exit.
Seem migrating host. Yeah, that's not good.
Alright, I'm on it.
Probably something to do with this game
Okay, he's
booting
back,
you
he's
from
back,
Xbox Live for whatever reason.
So kind of a shakeup here.
21 laps.
Alphanesis at the fastest lap. He's not too far behind these guys. Sanchez up 2.5 seconds behind Alphanesis. Taylor gets a 5-second.
He has damage.
He did.
He's changing a wing onto mediums, so that's going to shake up the championship.
When he left the pits, I noticed he clipped the wall, leaving the pits. And I don't.
Oh, I put him on a 36 lap mediums. No way.
Oh. He is going to need. I don't think he can pit because he might fall lap down. But it's going to be close. But We've not had a safety car. We've heard 5's the limit, so theoretically we could get another one, but yeah. And this kind of puts, Mercedes back into the question of getting the Constructors' Championship. Boss Cookie leads the race with 25 points. Alphanese is P2. And I believe he still has the fastest lap. Yes, he does. So that's 19 points to Mercedes. And I don't know if Taylor Clan is going to be in the points. I really don't know.
It's all come undone. I really don't know what to say. He's gonna continue on with those mediums for now, but
I think
pace is going to be horrid.
I think the only hope he really has is, oh, that's gonna hurt.
Zach didn't have any warnings last I checked, so...
No. So, kind of do a reset here. Boss Cookie right now, with Taylor being P9 in the race, he's gonna have to pit. Those 36 lap mediums are not gonna hold up, and he will have to serve a 5-second penalty when he pits again. Barring a retirement, Boss Cookie's gonna win this championship. For the constructors, right now Red Bull is sitting pretty with it right now. No, I take that back. They're not. Mercedes, I got that wrong. Mercedes is sitting where they need to be because 25 points to Boss Cookie, 19 for Alphanese and the Mercedes. Red Bull needed to be plus 21, plus 20 to be equal. I don't know the exact number because it's a sprint race. Which is annoying, by the way. I wish I did know the exact number. I tell you, I know he pitted, 4 laps earlier than these guys, but Chandler's still kind of sticking with these. If Alphanese and Boss Cookie get to fighting, he could...
Oh, they're fighting.
Yeah.
They're fighting.
But here's the question.
Boss Cookie went deep on the brakes to defend there, so...
Here's the question. Yeah, what matters more to Boss Cookie right now? The constructors or the drivers?
Constructors?
Okay, so as we're migrating hosts,
Supply Raptor, I guess, was our next host, and they've DC'd, so we'll have to try and get him back in here.
Alright, I'm on it. Okay, cool, thank you.
Alphanesis has slided into the front. No, that's a glitch. Boss Cookie still ahead. That was a weird... Whatever, moving on.
But here's the thing. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Boss Cookie needs to just make sure he doesn't put himself in a bad spot. And Alphanese through. Yeah, yeah. Same thing.
Zach has P4 pretty much locked down as long as he holds his position. And that will keep them ahead of McLaren.
Yeah, McLaren, Veyron's had a good race, but with only McLaren in the points and both Ferraris in the points, it was going to be hard for them to make ground after Phantom retired. I'm surprised Mercedes is where they're at with Shazam's retirement. Zach moves to P4. He passes Sanchez. Oh,
It's going to help Chandler close in and keep on DRS with Boss Cookie after that bit of a mistake.
yeah. Perhaps. As Taylor pits, he's going to have to serve the 5 seconds, and then he'll go to 14 laps off. So he did not have a fresh set of softs at his disposal. It does. Can those softs make it the rest of the way?
Atra has... It's helping Chandler out. He loves this. He just prays that these guys keep fighting.
I know he's on 4-lap older tires, but these guys keep battling lap after lap. Is that going to make... That should, in theory, make their tires wear out more, right?
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah.
Plus, you're at the front. You're just kind of SOL on DRS, so...
Here comes Ron holding P10, has Katra all over him. She gets to run. She looks to the inside. Oh, but no, Ron still holds on. Haas trying to get that goose egg off the board. It looks to the inside of Ron. No, he's...
Oh, that's contact.
Contact. Oh.
I don't know if that's wing damage to Katra, but...
No, and looked like Katra kind of backed off, gave Ron the position back. Yeah.
Nice, Bailey. I see a little bit of sun peeking out.
Oh no, he hasn't.
Katra's in the pits. Ron has spun.
No, she did get damage. So wasn't visible damage, but well, you and me can attest to Bailey. Yeah, Chandler's kind of falling out of the DRS. I think those tires are starting to take effect.
They've been trading positions every lap.
They've been in their little battle. They're on a little bit further behind as Boss Cookie gets a 3-second
Boss
penalty.
Cookie takes a 3-second.
Well, it's huge, but with Taylor P10, it's not gonna change. Taylor came in, I believe. Well, let's take a look here.
Jeffy had an issue. He's fallen all the way behind Veyron, so...
So remember,
falling into Supply Raptors clutches for
going
time
into
penalties again.
Tonight, Boss Cookie had a 7-point lead, which is then 11. Boss Cookie Taylor had to finish ahead of Boss Cookie to win the championship.
Still 11 laps left. We're almost 3 hours into the stream. We're getting there.
P2. No,
P6.
P6 because he had that off. So Alphanese.
Alphanese on
These
last
two,
lap.
these two are continuing their battle on the sprint race. Right. So the gap was 11 points, I believe, going into this final race. So in order for Boss Cookie to win the championship, he could be P3 and win the championship if Taylor was the leader and fastest lap. That's the lowest Boss Cookie could be. But the roles are reversed because it's Taylor in P10. He was the one that had to gain the ground, so he had to finish ahead of Boss Cookie. As for constructors, right now it's in Mercedes' hands because Alphanese doesn't have the penalty, Boss Cookie does. And I believe that gap was, don't quote me, it was 16 going before the sprint race. Now I believe that's 20, 21. Don't quote me, but I don't think it's...
Everybody quote BWO. I demand it.
No. Got it? Okay. Oh, Limu is, you know, he's, even though with his, 6 seconds of penalties, right?
Mm-hmm. Bit more sunshine coming to the track.
He has 14 seconds of penalties.
Oh my lord, I got the boot. I need an invite. Thank you, Codemasters, you hot garbage game.
Oh wait, I can't invite you. Why can't I not invite you? Oh, Alphanese is spun. I did not see if there was. I agree. Okay, so Wrath is here now. Good. So, just to get Bailey is going to go look at Chandler's Twitch and see if there was some contact there. I was in the middle of trying to get Wrath back into the party, but Alphanese is spun, which promoted Chandler to P2.
So Chandler could win this if he holds close enough to his Boss Cookie?
Well, he was borderline, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Chandler will be able to hold on to that 3 second, but Aaron ahead of Zach. Well, Cookie's already had some incidents that might be looked at after the race as is, so... That's what some people are saying. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a pretty good internet connection. I don't know why I got disconnected there. It's pretty ridiculous.
So, if they did make contact, does Alphanese have damage, and does that play a role? Because Chandler's not that far behind. Right, yeah.
Could this be Ferrari's first win of the season?
Yes. Well, hold up. I think this would be Ferrari's first win on this game since BRL's moved to here on Realistic, because I don't believe they won last season.
So barring penalties, Chandler could easily get a win here. Well, Yes. I don't think the board will shake up that much that he won't have that at least.
No.
He'll definitely still have his championship.
With the remaining
Merc will
laps,
still get theirs.
Taylor would get by most likely Thomas to get P9, but Watt at the back, he'll get P8. So P8's 4 points. Alpha does have fastest lap, so 25, 29. Yeah, no. Red Bull won't be able to close the gap.
So as it stands, it sounds like Merc will be the constructors and Boss Cookie will be the realistic drivers champion. Is that correct?
I believe, yes, Boss Cookie will be the driver's champion, and yeah, Mercedes will be the constructors at the moment as it stands.
Not many laps left. I don't even think a safety car would really make the difference right about now, so this is pretty much it to the end.
Yeah. We're getting near that lap amount to where we won't have another safety car. I believe it's the 3 to go. We won't have another one. And we're working lap 66. Yeah, I agree. Taylor Clan does get P9, and with Mimu's 14 seconds, he will get P8. So, yeah, indeed it is. I mean, if we did get a safety car in the last 2 laps here, he could get in line for a podium.
I mean, barring penalties from Boss Cookie, he might still have a podium. This might be the only time a Ferrari might get a double podium on this game.
I will say, if things stay the order that they are at, I believe
Sanchez has had the pace here today. Really try to put that Alpine right where it needs to be, so.
I think Zach and Sanchez had this little fun battle here, I guess. They
I
run.
thought Sanchez was going to go for the dive into
I
turn
did
4,
too.
but
I did too. So as it stands, Chandler, I think, will pass Shazam for P3 in the championship. And in the constructors, I believe it's going to be Mercedes, Red Bull, then Ferrari, then McLaren. With Sanchez being P5, Alpine will be P5 of the championship, and with both Aston Martins retiring, and you had Supply Raptor P7, I believe. It's going to be close between AlphaTauri and Aston Martin for P7 or P6. It's going to be very, very close.
yeah, Sanchez even disabled his own DRS early into turn 1. Not hit Zach so that he'd have DRS for turn 4, so that'll slingshot him ahead. Alphanese is trying to close in that gap to Chandler, though.
He does have 4-lap pressure tires. Barring another penalty, yeah, I agree. Barring another
Thatcher
penalty,
takes the
Boss
penalty.
Cookie will remain the leader if he can maintain this 3.9 second lead over Chandler. We're coming to get 2 laps to go. Who's your driver of the day? Let's start with Bailey. That's not a bad pick. You know, I agree as well. At one point, Lulu was running P5, P6 in a Williams, and well, I'm sure that will be discussed later, and even if it is and whatever is decided, I don't think it's going to affect both championships. Even if Boss Cookie is handed a 10-second penalty, it's only going to drop in reality to P3 or P4, so it's not going to change the championships.
And with me disconnecting, that's the icing on the cake to not even be able to see it on stream. Thank you, Cody's. Make the next game better, please.
I was literally asked to clip it by the Mercedes manager, and I said, that happened at the worst time. Because I was trying to get you back in the party, or you back in the game, Rap. So not only did I not have, I had the thing going on, but it was all, dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I was like, yeah, there's
Supply
not
Raptor maybe going for a fast lap?
Well, why not? He has the gap to remain P7. Why not?
I mean, yeah, but he's on 23 lap. I don't think the game actually gave him better tire. I don't know what happened there. So, the leaders are on the final lap. Boss Cookie has taken the first 3 turns. This Grand Prix is nearly over. Alphanesis is right on the back of Chandler, but I don't think he's got enough time to do anything with it. Maybe with one more lap he could have, but it'll be tight.
Well. Oh, you just saw the thing I just saw, I bet. Yeah.
Boss Cookie takes the win. Chandler's going to take P2. Alphanesis in for a very close P3. Jeffy Sanchez, he's got Zach right there behind him. Big gap to the leaders, but still going to be able to reel in for P5, I think. Yep, P5 for Jeffy, P4 for Zach, P6 for Veyron. Supply Raptor is crashed out.
Well, he won't get P7.
So Mumu moves through with the Williams for P7 currently. Probably will lose it on penalties to Taylor. And he's ahead of Toneless, Ron, and Katra, so.
Well, we'll invite the our podium guys as, yep, Mumu does have to
Settle for P8 in the Williams, but P8 in the Williams is not a bad race.
No, it's not indeed. It's unfortunate. I agree.
And thank you for the follows, everybody. Appreciate it.
I agree. It's been a long 3-hour and 20-minute journey.
Yeah. 3 hours, 10 minutes, and we're
well, Wrath, you always
Get the
win.
distance.
You always do the interview, guys. So, Bailey, who you want to interview? P2 or P3? Yeah.
Is that a timing thing? How is Alphanesis ahead of Chandler?
All right. So. No, well, not really. So, Alphanese is the winner over Boss Cookie and then Chandler.
Well, it should have been Boss Cookie ahead of Chandler and then Alphanesis. It's a timing problem, that's all.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we have one in here. Let's see. Okay. I'll send another just in case if they haven't gotten it. Doesn't Alphanese not have a mic? Is that true? Not true?
Thought he had one
Oh.
last time.
Okay. I just wasn't sure or not.
So we only had 4 drivers a lap down. See, that's better than people thought. We had, what,
There's
14 still
Alphanese.
survive? 13 survive?
No, we had 12. We had 12. Because Hey Katra was 12th. That might have been the highest. Well, I think Manico got 11th in the Haas, but still well done to Hey Katra in the Haas to get P12. Maybe we'll get P8. Waiting for Chandler to join. I agree so much to that right now. Let me send a message to Chandler to join. How about we do this? How about me and we'll just let's start with Boss Cookie. P2 in the race. I know you get the 3-second there late, but still P2 for the race. But more importantly, you are the champion for the realistic tier. What's your first
It's P1 in
emotions?
race. That's a
I have a
timing
timing
glitch.
glitch, so I'm P1.
You are my.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
God.
it was a good season.
Sorry,
I think it's a little. I mean, I like the drama, but it's a little too toxic. But that's all right. We have another season next game, so I'm sure it'll be even better. But that was fun. I have to say apologies, Alpha. I kind of turned in on you, but I wasn't trying to. It's just my fault. It's hard to take that corner too wide. So I apologize for that because that was gonna be a good battle. But no, it was a good season. I have to thank Cam for most of it though. He helped me a lot, and then Deer did a good job there. And not a good job in the race actually. He kind of DNF'd, but Deer and Taylor were really good to have as kind of like teammates for part of it. But yeah, it was a fun season. I'm glad I could kind of come away from those terrible first 4 races where I scored like 8 points total and win the championship overall. It's good.
Oh, well, I guess we might just be interviewing tonight. Rat, you got any questions?
No, that was a well thought
never mind.
run. But yeah, congratulations on the championship at least. You did fight well for that, and unfortunately
Yeah.
Taylor had his issues which threw him out, so
Yeah, it's kind of a
that
really
did
shit
suck for that.
start to the season with only, I think, like 8 points. I think I only got a P6 in the first 4 races, and that was it, or something like that. But it was a
Mhm.
good run of like 3 wins or 4 wins to the end of the season to cap it off. Kind of a cringe race. I don't think we should do the 100% anymore. But I mean, I voted for it, but I didn't realize it'd be this much
It was
of a
going to be
drain.
grueling.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think any of you realized how grueling this was going to
Yeah,
be.
it's
It's
kind
a
of-
long
it's
time.
kind of a annoying one because overheating the tires here 24/7 and like
I
yeah,
won't
it was
lie.
weird.
I won't lie. Like when I saw Bailey retire, I was like, good. I could use a third person just for someone else to. No offense, Rap. Someone else in here to just talk and banter with because, a long like 3 hours. You need like something to mix it up a bit. I appreciate Bailey for joining. Mm-hmm.
You should let Cam and Hoop
Yeah, I
interview.
mean, I opened it. Yeah, sorry. I
Oh,
was trying to get that done. So
Thank you. I saw.
get Cam in here. Let him say his piece.
yeah. I guess I am sorry, Rep. I messed that up. You usually always interview the race winner. Looked at the
No, no,
grid.
I'm not even.
That's it's
It's
still
not even
here
that big
because
a
it
deal.
hasn't shifted.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Bailey, you can interview Chandler. Go interview Chandler.
Hello. Hi. Oh, Cam's in here. Yeah, it was torture. Yeah, so first my internet died, good stuff, and then the game died the second time. And so both times the game well, my driver decided I'm gonna put an extra lap of fuel in your car. I get back, there's more fuel. That's not fun. And then ice cubes for tires. Luckily, my car did not pit, so I guess that's the dub out of it. And I did my massive undercut, my super undercut there. Gained like 5-6 seconds. I am like really cool. And in the end, I think it's going to get me the race win, personally. Also,
It
Toneless helped me to
might.
the race win as well. I think he's going to get a penalty. Hoop, what do you think? Thank you, thank you. So I think I've
Yeah.
won
Yeah,
the race for Ferrari, and we
I
have
also think
secured.
turn one lap one should be a pretty big penalty. I think lap one turn one will be a pretty big penalty just because I got completely straight lined off the track, but that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, we'll have to see what shakes down with stewards, but again, we'll leave that all to stewards to decide who's right, who's wrong, and all that. We won't make too much banter about it, but yeah, that was still a pretty good race from you. A pretty strong undercut to get out of that DRS train and get yourself up into the points, a little bit higher up into the points rather, and into those podium positions. So that was pretty impressive.
There you go. Good job, Hoop, by the way, all season. That was a fun little dramatic battle, but good job.
Yeah.
Thanks for the battle. All right, bye.
I don't know if Alphanesis has some words, but
Yeah, we got plenty.
okay, we're still. I'm still trying to do podium interviews, so yeah, because Alphanesis hasn't said his piece, and he deserves to have his podium interview. He's up there. He fought all those laps, so that's all. But yeah, Alphanesis. Besides the contact, that was a pretty well fought back and forth between you and Cookie. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, it was chaos at first, really. My teammate DNF, and yeah, so that was the point. That everything went down really because it was just me versus two Red Bulls, and then I made a mistake going to the pits in the safety car for not pitting. Then I had to pit later, which dropped me down I think to 11th.
That's
Made the
nice.
climb up wasn't easy. Um, Going to the later stages, I think Boss Cookie and I fought valiantly and actually clean until that moment up to I don't know if it's turn 4 or turn 5. But yeah, I just hope after all this we won the constructors and okay.
I think
Um,
on points you guys did win the constructors, so there is that.
yeah, I'm just alleviated after all the chaos in this season, and I just gotta say sorry to Hoopalicious for not being um, yeah, for just being too absent and not really scoring points for the first 3 races. So yeah, sorry about that, Hoop. But anyways, coming to the final lap, I just couldn't believe what just happened. Chandler just got DRS, and I knew it was over. So yeah, anyways,
Yeah.
congrats to him. and and yeah, I'm just happy
Yeah, that
to.
might be a Ferrari win, which would be the first for BRL on this game.
Yeah.
Post stewards, so we'll have to look into that. So Ferrari might have it post race, but I don't know. Anybody else have any words for the end of Brazil, the end of our season here? Oh
Damn.
my lord!
Deer's the worst driver in
Oh
racing.
my! This is on
Hold on,
stream,
hey,
guys.
we're still streaming.
Nothing
We're still
like
streaming.
that.
We're still streaming. Keep it.
Yo, let me do an interview. Let me do an interview. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I was just asking, like,
What's this- alright,
if we
yeah,
have.
let me do an interview, let me
I
do
just don't want to badmouth drivers.
Hey,
That's
Cap, I
not
have
good
a
on
question
stream. I was
for
just
you. How does
asking
it
anything
do an interview.
you like
You
to
to be
say.
the most overrated manager in the grid.
I mean, I have 5 chicks.